As the COVID-19 pandemic swept across the world, people were forced to stay indoors and practice social distancing.
For many, this meant a loss of connection and community.
But for the fly fishing / tying enthusiasts of the world, it was a chance to come together in a new and meaningful way.
Chenille was a fly tying show that had gained a dedicated following over the years.
Every Thursday night, people from all over the world would tune in to watch the hosts, Tim and Dana, as they shared tips, techniques, and stories about their love of fly fishing and fly tying.
As the pandemic hit, Tim and Dana knew that their show could be a source of comfort and connection for their viewers.
They kept doing their virtual fly tying workshops, encouraging their audience to participate and share their own experiences.
And participate they did.
The TNL family quickly grew, as people from all walks of life found solace in the shared passion for fly fishing.
They gathered online every Thursday night, eager to learn, share, and connect with others who understood the joy and peace that fly fishing brings.
Through TNL, the fly fishing community was able to find a sense of belonging and purpose during a difficult and uncertain time.
And as the pandemic waned and life slowly returned to normal, the TNL fam remained a close-knit and supportive group, bonded together by their love of fly fishing and the outdoors. Join Tim and Dana as they embark on their 5th season of TNL fly tying.
Welcome back, folks, to another episode of your favorite Thursday show in fly tying, called Thursday Night Live Fly Tying.
Thursday Night Live Fly Tying. You got it.
Yeah, so can you hear me in the back? Can you hear me in the front? And tell me, most of all,
if he's in tune.
you tuned this. This sounds so bad, but here we are, folks.
I do know.
We're super pumped to be wearing our new fish pond hats, and one of these is going to be going to one of you guys tonight in the giveaways, the Flyingo giveaways. But as usual,
yes,
they are writing a song for us.
Oh, I like
Remember?
it.
With their comments.
Yeah. Okay, get to work.
Okay.
See if we can read this.
All right, we're going to start from the top. And basically what we do is we sing your comments into a little bit of a jingle.
Jingle jangle?
What are you doing?
I might need to do this first.
Where's your piano?
That's true.
All right. Why did my guitar not tune properly?
It's tuned. Just
did you
trust it.
tune my larynx?
I used the fork. Trust the
All right,
process.
start from the top.
All right.
It's my first time I've ever sang in front of an audience
That's
live.
Not true. Many times last year.
Name 17 other times that I've done this.
I got at least 16.
Tapping foot, no captain clutch, sticker needed a...
Oh, I'm not reading. I'm just looking.
No, singing.
Where are we going? Okay, you gotta hit me with the cursor.
You have to. I can't do it, Tim. I wasn't born an octopus. TNL, let's go. I think my monitors are off. This doesn't sound good. Let me just do
Okay,
a few
you
things.
adjust that. You.
Okay, I think you're good.
I think it's Cole's.
Moo-ha.
You.
Ha. Ha. I wonder how many people actually leave at this point.
The numbers are dropping.
The numbers
dropping like flies.
Yeah, let me double check here. And they're not.
They're
Okay,
not.
so we'll keep going. But
Well.
the comments got to be better, folks.
Yeah.
Okay. Digital Buddhist here, David Blackman.
Oh, very nice, David. Good to see you.
I got it. I think I'm coming down with a cold and not sounding like I was at warm up today.
Oh yeah, the rehearsal.
Good evening, friends. I know what the problem is we're not really in pitch.
Oh.
Is that better? Oh, yes. Okay, we're good.
Good evening, friends, from the lovely Rocky Mountain Flasher.
Oh, the one-card wonder is back.
Hey, boys.
Howdy, y'all.
So that was a little better.
Yeah.
But what it didn't do, there's that weird sound. I think I know what I need to do, Tim.
What do you gotta do? A different chord? Oh,
Yeah, well, just change the key a little bit.
You're gonna cape? I don't have one of those.
I know. So you're just gonna have to be a viewer.
I guess I'm singing. You want this guitar? That one's not good. Not good at all.
Well, maybe I should have that guitar, because this one's not good.
I'm gonna play it so good.
All right, so don't wait. Guys, girls, whatever, don't leave. We've got an exciting show for you tonight. And it all starts... Tim,
I think it's your
don't
mic.
think it's the guitar.
No,
I don't think it's the guitar. All right.
Let's pop out of that tune and let's see if we can get a little bit of
a different voice. Oh.
No, I know what we need to do. Okay.
What? You tell me.
Hey, let's say hi to the folks here. You say hi to everybody.
I'm saying hi. Okay.
I'm going to figure this out and then be back with a good tune.
All right. I'm saying hi to everybody. Hey, everybody. It's not getting better over there.
Why don't you tell them about your awesome...
Oh, my awesome what?
Hat you're wearing.
Well, this hat, folks, is a new fish pond hat. You can get it at Rocky Mountain Flash Shop.
All right, starting to get better.
Tell me how it looks. The glasses you cannot buy there at all. But anyways, guys, we want to say hi to you from us.
Savannah! Tim, it's working.
Okay, that's a good one. I don't think that's him, though. That sounds too good.
Yeah, well, you just keep telling him about your awesome thing there.
Oh, I see. He's got his own voice.
Do you know
thing, but
there's
he's
a
got
full
nothing
house
for
at
me.
Rocky Mountain Fly Shop?
Is there?
And down at Pincher Creek, the ladies
yes.
are beating the Rocky Mountain Fly Shop with the cool factor.
Not cool, guys. Not cool.
You should see
More
the
ladies showed up
treats
down
that
there.
Jose
I did see
brought.
that. Looked like a cup full of chocolate pretzels.
Just wait, I'm just working on this. Super quick. Too much reverb, too much decay. Bring it back. Tim, keep telling him. I'm not even
You're
in
being
there.
pretty loud
I
right
know.
now. It's hard to talk over top of you.
That's a good point.
Yes, it
Let's
is.
see if there's any of
Well,
this.
we're going to say hi anyways. From me, my name is Tim Epworth.
Oh.
This is the wonderful Dana Lattery. And we are here on another wonderful Thursday. Thursday, episode 3.
Reverb.
I thought we got this out of the way during rehearsal earlier.
Yeah, well, guess what?
What?
That's a little better.
Okay.
I could bring myself back into this.
Okay, you do that.
All right.
Well,
no, you have to give me a beat. Like you have to hum something.
Hum something? No, that you have the instrument in your hands.
Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to watch this. I wasn't born an octopus, and I gotta play Stevie Ray Vaughan. Peanut Butter Falcon Deluxe. You guys sound amazing. That's right. Tim named the badge. Says Ren Henworth. I can't even read. Tim's cool, but not Ren cool, and I'm too sexy for my hat.
That's true, Karen.
What do you feed that thing?
What do we feed him?
All right, you cannot recover from this kind of disaster that we've got ourselves into. So without further ado,
Yes.
But legit dude call.
Our vision for it is for people to come out here to enjoy the spot and to find peace, I guess. Like, a lot of people ask us if we're gonna get Wi-Fi out here, and we're like, no, like this is a place to disconnect and reconnect with your family and with yourself and just find quiet.
Well,
all right. That was confusion for everybody and probably myself.
But can you just take pause and listen? That was a good recording I did earlier.
That was that was us.
It was really
that was us in warm
It
up.
was much better warm up.
Rehearsal, and I said, Tim, let's record it in case we get stage fright and our little Willie don't want to work.
Yep.
And our little Willies didn't work.
No, the guitars were terrible.
Literally couldn't get the guitars in tune. And sometimes, folks, because it's a live show, that stuff happens.
Oh, yeah. That's okay. At least we recorded.
So never regret going live.
Never.
With your friends in the back.
Oh,
All right.
man.
So
Lots of people.
The truth of the matter is that these are some pretty sick hats. And tonight, a little bit of a theme is sun protection. Because we've got some pretty epic giveaways. And one of these hats is part of the giveaway. And we got some sun shirts. And we have some... I don't know. Lots of things.
Stuff.
Lots of stuff. As always, because last week, the Doors of Doom was defeated. The wizard got beaten and the prizes got won. So now we are recalibrating, making sure we're filling up that prize bin. Tim's hat is like a tent.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's quite nice.
Yeah, we both can fit in there.
This would make me a lot less red in the summer.
Yeah. So
That's
there
fact.
it is. Make sure that you like this Instagram, live Facebook. It's a tough night.
Wherever you're wherever
you're
are.
watching, if you're
Yeah.
from YouTube, put in the comments Dana rocks, and if you're from Facebook, put in the comments Tim sucks.
That's friendship, folks. That's friendship.
That is the friendship that we've come to know and love.
But it's important. Let us know.
Yeah.
Like it, share it, whatever.
We've
it helps us a lot.
Yeah,
so.
we've done some really cool things with the show tonight, and one of them is hopefully fixing Tim's audio.
Did we?
Well, not this one, but the next one.
Oh, the next one. The next one's going to be
headpiece you
really
got
good. Dana
to
worked hard this
tie.
week to get the tinniness out.
Dana rocks. Dana rocks.
Ah.
Dana rocks.
See, that's not fair.
See, nobody thinks Tim sucks.
No, it just means everybody's on YouTube.
Wait, Tim is a beauty, so Cole's
thanks, Cole.
not watching it on Facebook. Doors of Doom sucks, but not. See, there it is. See? Now we know where everybody's watching it from.
Now we know.
And that is my affirmation for the day. And we can now move on to bigger and better things. Mr. McKenna from Bourne, Texas, had sent us an absolutely schwappin' pack of stickers to give away to you guys. So if you love stickers, there's going to be lots of stickers. Like there's
literally
a
a
lot of stickers in there for you guys in the winners, the wingos. So we are going to tie some flies tonight because that's what we do here. But first, what we need to do is let's go over some housekeeping and check in with some folks all around the globe who are gathered this fine evening. to share in the community spirit of TNL. First.
Ooh,
got a little bit of breaking
You kind of
news.
gotta just lower your voice, get a little velvety.
You gotta slide
on over into
slippity slide.
the news
You gotta
update.
get deep inside.
Oh, is that a bingo card that's
I didn't say that.
void?
That seems like a bingo. I can't speak tonight,
No,
Tim.
you can't.
I
Get a
hope
raspy
tomorrow.
voice.
I hope tomorrow I don't have to speak to you. 'Cause
You
it's not
won't.
gonna make any sense. Well, first things first, folks. Just like Mr. guy up there, I can't remember, Troy Tracy. His bingo card's expired, so tonight you're gonna need to head on over and get yourself. I can't hold this.
New,
forever.
you did good though. That was good. New bingo code, folks.
New to you.
Gotta go get one.
Yeah, the bingo. You're more than welcome to play Flyingo every single night on this show. It is totally free, and sometimes the bingo cards expire.
Yes,
It's
they do.
not a big deal, but when we note that someone out there has 27 bingo cards on 27 bogus emails, well, props to them. They did a lot of work to make sure that their emails.
They did good. Very good.
That's a lot of work setting up.
Yeah, you gotta respect that.
Yeah.
That's work.
That is work, and that takes commitment.
Mr. Miller checking in from Mission, Texas.
So I believe he won last week. He has not emailed me.
Oh,
I do
John.
not have his address. So
John, you're gonna want to get on that.
TNL@flyfishingbover.com. Please send me an email. So your package is packed, man. It is packed.
Ready to
go. So Alberta Fly Girl Joe is well, we're going to talk about that shortly, Tim.
Yes, we will.
But what we need to do is I'm over here trying to figure out what we need to do.
What's next on the news?
Well, what we need to do is figure out something like this.
Oh, look at this.
What did I just slide into there real quick and sultry?
I think this might be a little bit of reward
This
for
is
some
for
people.
everybody.
This one's for
Every
Oh,
single
man.
viewer tonight.
Well, how do they know?
Is going to get absolutely rewarded. Well, how will they know? Because there's 2 codes at 20%, and 1 code will be 40%.
40% off. Ooh.
So,
how is this determined?
Well, this is determined by me.
Oh, that's easy. So you can have some big. Yeah.
I will shout out the codes, but not now. And I'm going to tell you exactly when they're coming in. I'm just double checking with Mr. Colin.
Mr. Colin. That's serious, guys. I mean, Colin sells like Norvise. I'm just saying. 40% off of Norvise would be kind of nice. 40% off.
Yeah. So it's 40% off anything.
Anything.
As
Load up
much
that cart.
as you want. 40%
So, like,
off.
What if there was $10,000 in my cart? Still 40%
Then it's
off?
40% off. And Colin's at the food stamps.
That's love, folks. He is giving away to you guys tonight.
Yeah, so here's how it's going to go down. Right before bingo, we're going to pass out the 2 codes for 20% off, and they're only going to work for 2 people. So what you do during the show right now is you fill up your cart. All right, you go in there and you decide the things that you
might want to send to Tim or Dana, and you just put
yeah.
them right
So
in
I'm
that
just
cart.
working on some things with Colin right now.
wheeling
Just
and
saying,
dealing.
like, are you sure you want to do this? Is what I'm saying.
You
I'm
should
saying.
check, because
So
that's pretty serious.
what you could do, Tim, is you could talk to people about tonight's flies, and then kind of ask them some things like, what do they want?
For Christmas?
No, but just say, hey guys, guess what? Here's tonight's flies.
There you have them, folks. You
And
can see
you
in there.
can get them set up a thread, and I'm going to talk to Colin.
All right, that sounds good. So, guys, tonight we're going to start off with the Boogey Man, the long-anticipated Boogey Man. This is a great fly, big streamer, articulated streamer. If you haven't had one before, don't freak out. They're actually so much easier than most other flies, just take a little bit longer. For that fly, we're going to be using UTC 140 in black. We're going to keep it nice and simple. The materials, if you're tying out of our kits, are this styled in black today, so black will work. Over to our second fly, we are going to be tying the Hares Stonefly Nymph. Very great little nymph, actually. If you haven't seen this one before, kind of a combination of a hare's ear nymph style crossed with a stonefly.
Yeah.
We're going to be tying that one, also in UTC 140 in
Wow,
black.
we've just made it
Keep
that
it evil.
easy for Jim Crawford to hang around and play tonight.
I know. That's what I was thinking.
That's what we do here. The boogeyman is not a 5-beer fly because there's not a disaster of a deer hair.
No deer hair tonight, guys. We've got some wool to work with, which is maybe you've never worked with wool before, so this will be a new one for you.
Yeah.
Kind of fun.
So probably the wool might be a little scarce in your kit.
To tie like
caveat.
5.
Mr. Orzachowski from Wolf
What's up,
Creek
Jason?
Anglers
What's up,
in the
Jay?
house, and hopefully this year we can come and see you if we're allowed to leave. You know what I'm saying? Actually, we are allowed to leave.
This might have a bit of a stay.
Just gotta try to get in there to the US of A. But we do plan, Jason, to come down in May. We'll
Really
talk
hoping.
about that here. And then anybody who wants to fly in and meet us in Wolf Creek, that would be fantastic.
That would be a bash.
Okay, so do we did it. We fixed the problem that I saw beforehand. So here's how it's gonna go down. I'm gonna give you the codes at halftime. Okay, they're gonna be 2 codes, and they're gonna be worth 20% off. So you just enter apply coupon or whatever. I don't know how you know how it works.
Yeah.
And then, folks, you have to decide: do you use the 20% off, or do you wait until the end of the show before the wins and hit in the code we give you?
Oh man,
for the 40% off. 40% off of Norvice.
I know.
Who gets a deal like that?
Well,
not
I didn't.
Norvice
when I bought 'em.
tires.
Definitely not Norvice tires.
Yeah. Definitely not Norvice. Not industry standard, folks. That's
No.
gonna tank. You guys, you're at Rocky Mountain Fly Shop tonight. Enjoy it because it's probably not going to be there next week.
Not after
we
this
give
one.
out these couple codes here.
I like the trickiness though. You got to decide. Maybe take the easy 20% or wait to the end and
Odds
have
are
your
better
cart
at
ready.
20, yeah.
Yeah.
So if tonight was the night that you always wanted something like a lot of things, and Colin just got a schwack load of shore products and Norvice products and fish pond and hats, we got some really cool things. And if you don't get in on the discount, and you're just like, okay, just checking this because there was another thing that Colin did, and I'm just confirming with him that he's really serious. But he's going to give free shipping for everybody tonight, no matter what. Free shipping.
Man.
You want to order
For free?
a $5 item, he's going to send it. He's going to lose money. But
Well,
that's what
guys,
he does.
I suggest you fill that cart.
Yeah.
And regardless of the outcome, you hit checkout.
Yeah, and so the code for free shipping and capitals matter. Capitals matter. TNLFREESHIP. TNL free ship.
TNL free
all
ship?
night long. All night
Okay.
long. So probably the best time to order it would be when?
Huh?
At the end.
At the end.
When you didn't get or did
Maybe
get.
did get you 40%
But hey, load your carts, folks. We're gonna give you time to load your carts to make this party awesome. Having
yes.
said that, Rocky Mountain Fly Shop, like we've talked, he has got the fly tie night, and he told me if any more people come to the shop tonight, he's gonna have to stick them in the bin outside.
Oh,
No room.
No room. Well, that's good to
Room.
see. Glad you guys are in town.
That, my friends.
Hanging out together.
So what is he doing? It's a satellite club.
Satellite club?
What's cool about a satellite club, Tim?
Well, there's lots cool about it, but hey, what's easier than a tying club that's already set up for you online? Just bring people in.
I know.
And here we go.
Put it
Follow
on the
along.
big screen. Also, funny we should talk about satellite clubs because we've got another one happening down in Pincher
We
Creek.
do.
So we want to give a shout out to all the awesome ladies. Maybe there's men there. I don't know. At Sugar Studio down in Pincher Creek, and Jose has organized through Alberta Fly Girl this awesome meetup down there. And so
Yeah.
I know they've got some pretty cool snacks. I saw some photos. Super jealous. You said to me earlier,
Yeah.
we should be there.
We should be there.
We should be there.
We should satellite with the snacks.
How can you virtually?
Virtually.
AI
why?
can do
Yeah,
anything.
anything.
Write a program to eat virtual snacks.
Yeah, but I got to taste it. That's the thing.
That's true about Tim.
Gotta taste them chocolate.
Yeah, so that's really cool, folks. We're almost going to get into tying some flies, so make sure that you share this to your grandma's knitting page because she has a lot of friends who are into this kind of art and craft.
You never know.
You never know.
You never trust the old ladies.
Yeah. So shout out to Jose and all the awesome people gathered down at Sugar Studio in Pincher Creek.
Amazing.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
they know how to do snacks.
yeah, they definitely know how to. Well, Sugar Studio.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta
probably. I don't think it means like sweets. I think it's a different kind of sugar.
There's no other kind of sugar.
The sugar that
darling.
takes that rat off your face.
What are you talking about? This rat?
No,
off
looks
my
great.
face?
Looks great.
Yeah,
it looks great.
yeah.
You know
man.
what, Tim? You're starting to look a lot like Mr. Clutch.
Oh, I gotta get some white dye, but let's do it.
We're gonna get him into this.
I'm gonna grow this all season. You hear me? All season. 17 episodes.
I think so. Really cool. We also have something else to announce tonight, and this thing is not gonna last long.
What's that?
Western
That is
Canada
true.
Fly Fishing Guide School, May 5th to 6th, May 12th to 14th. That is always a hit around this area.
Yeah.
And it's a really cool time to get to share with other like-minded people. Some people take guide school because they want to guide. Some people take guide school because they want to get better and more proficient at rowing a drift boat.
Mm-hmm.
Some people take guide school because they just want to hang out with some awesome people.
Yes.
I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about the other people that
The other
show
people.
up. Spend 6 days on the water, fishing, learning stuff. It's a great starter to the season in May.
It's for us selfishly as well. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's
Great to
super
hang
look
out.
forward to that and growing myself as a guide and instructor.
Yeah, there's a few in here who have done it, so
Yeah.
ask them.
Yeah, Mr. Augustin looks to be coming to guide school. He's just working
Really?
on logistics. Yes.
Oh my goodness, Eric,
Yeah.
that would be incredible.
Yep.
Finally get to meet him.
Yeah, he can row us around the river.
Oh man. Fly trout, good question.
Oh, sorry, I missed the date.
It's supposed to be 5, 6, 7 probably.
Is it 5, 6, 7?
I think so.
5,
or
6, 7.
yeah. No,
5, 6,
guys,
7.
it's 2 weekends, 3 days, basically 2 back-to-back weekends of 3-day weekends. So you get basically Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then we take a week, and you get to comprehend a bit of what happened the week before, and then go back again for another weekend.
Sorry. Where was that mistake? Gone. Just
It's
like
not even
that.
there.
It's magic. So there it is. We're taking, we've already received a bunch from people curious from the past, but it is open and spots are limited. And that's the weekend, like Tim said, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday is a classroom day. Once you guys have your bobbins threaded, let me know and we can move into this fly. Just got one more thing to announce, and then we'll party on, Garth. But definitely it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. First date is classroom and packed info. You're not going to regurgitate it all. And then what we have is Saturday is on the river, Sunday's on the river. Next week is Friday on the river, Saturday on the river, and Sunday is what, Tim?
Well, Sunday is your pseudo guide day, which means you are going to guide one of the instructors and a client on the river. So you're going to get your first go at a real guide situation, but in a safe manner. It's awesome.
So how does that pseudo guide day work?
Well, it works just like any other guide day. You're going to pick up your client. You're going to handle handle the food situation. You're going to do pickup, drop off, hopefully get on the river and have a good time in the middle section. And it basically works like that. Then we get to give you feedback at the end as to how it all went and give you a little bit of an exit interview, and away you go.
Yeah, and so we've got lots of videos from the past. You go to our website, flyfishingboard.com, look up Western Canada Fly Fishing Guide School, and come join us this spring for Guide School. And reach out quick. If you just have questions, there is no need to show up. If you just inquire, maybe it's not for you, and that's fine too. But we do love it. We do have a lot of fun with it. It's an opportunity for us to do a little more loving on the people and catching on the fish.
Both of those things.
So I think we got one more here.
Ooh,
and then,
this is a
and
big
then
one,
you
though.
have one you want to bring up.
I do. Do it?
Yeah. So IF4 2023, March 25th at noon at Olds. If you're an American, why don't you fly up on Friday and come hang out with us? Because this one is going to be sure to leave a
just say shore?
carving. Carving in the stone of Fly Fishing Film Festival legacy.
Oh, I like that.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? This one is going to be one for the ages.
It is always a good time.
Joel Satherwood's in the house,
What's
and
up,
that's
Joel?
just in time. Him and Terry joined in late. I don't know.
That's okay.
The old
That's okay.
Sather family. Okay, so Tim, you got one more, and we're gonna tie a fly. So
what's my?
You have 2 hooks.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So they're probably the same size, and you're gonna get one put in. We're gonna work on the back half of this fly first, and so get that put into your Norvise, and then Tim's gonna do that. But Tim has an announcement quick, and
you keep saying that, but I have no clue what my announcement is. You got any hints for me to help me along with my
well, I
announcements?
can't really point it out much more than your right tit.
Oh, my right.
Dad, why don't you tell them?
I guess I'm Dana's dad.
Yeah.
Adoption papers are in
Yeah.
the mail, and I always wanted to be his father. So
Well, it's the first under age of son father.
we're gonna start a trend. It's no big deal.
They're all confused right now, but
No.
they'll see this pin.
Yeah.
And
they're gonna get it.
You're
gonna get it.
You're a proud father because sometimes you're like, hey, I don't know who my dad is. Will you be my dad? And Tim said earlier today that more than glad he would love to do that for me.
Yeah.
Be that role in my life.
I already am. Just need the paperwork.
All right. All right. Good is good. That's the news today, folks. Let's head on over and tie some flies
Let's do it.
for all the fine folks down at Sugar Studio. 2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up. That was really lackluster.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna get this mic out of the way.
Well, I'm going to have to turn this on.
Well, over to this. Oh, look, this sounds nice.
Well, hopefully it's better because I got a lot of flack.
A little bit of hate, a little bit of hate last week.
Yeah, so.
Well, what you guys see here in the Vice is the Boogey Man. All right.
Oh, I know what I should do. You go ahead. Don't worry about me. I'm not in the screen.
Not to be intimidated. It is an articulated streamer, but it is. I'm gonna take you through. You're gonna get it. It's gonna be super easy. Not too challenging to do. Okay. So first thing you need to do. You got all the hooks you have are the same size. So we are tying this on a Daiichi 2461 in a 1/0. So this is a little bit longer streamer hook. Okay. So what I want you to do is go get, this is going to be the back end of the fly to start with. I'm using some UTC 140 in black. Like
I'm trying to find Scary Movie.
Oh, Scary Movie.
Okay, go slow because we got a lot of people gathering in the shop. So
yes,
let them know what they need to do if they need us to hold tight.
Yeah, so if you guys have a question or you need me to take a break or to do something, just write in the comments SOS, and that'll give us a little cue that we need to answer your question, slow down, take a break, which we have no problem doing, and then we'll pick it back up once you say you're good to go, and we'll get back at it. So no problem there. If you need a second, need to catch up or whatever, just go ahead and say SOS. And I know a lot of you don't necessarily tie along at this point and go back and do the quick ties later, which is awesome as well. So you can just socialize and leave lots of comments, and that is just as good. But for those who are going to tie along tonight, I'm going to take you through.
What's on your chest?
My chest? Where? Right there. I'm the proud father of that good-looking feller.
Who's that?
Well, it's my son. Obviously.
Obviously. Spitting image.
Spitting image.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of 2 of you.
Oh, man. Okay, so I am just kind of going to separate some of my material and get everything worked out. So we've got a few materials in here today. We've got, basically, you're going to have a hackle or a schlappen.
That truly is me without a beard.
That is him. It's crazy. You're going to have the wool that we're going to tie the head out of. So you're going to have a big clump of that. You're going to have some of these mallard flanks, like an entire package. We have some of this heavy mono, which we're going to use to tie our articulation piece. Got some cactus chenille, and that's really about it. Some marabou in there as well. So first thing we're going to do, though, is we're going to work our thread all the way back down to the bend of the hook. Okay, we're just going to lay a nice thread base in, all the way back into the bend. Just really want to secure, give some of that, the hook shank basically just needs a little bit of thread so all the other materials can bind to it. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and pick the nicest looking plume of marabou that you got in got in your package. So I like this one. Lots of movement. I'm going to basically bring all that material forward. I'm going to take my fingers, wet them in my mouth, straighten that out so I can see an overall length. And I want to measure roughly a hook shank in length, something like that, and I'll set that off the back of the fly. I'll switch hands over. I'm going to do our first gathering wrap of the day, come up over top.
And then we'll pause for people to go shopping.
You better get on that. Seriously. Don't want to miss out on those deals. So that's our first material, guys. We got our marabou in. Marabou inherently has a ton of movement, a lot of flow in the water. When it's wet and comes out and looks straight like this, obviously doesn't look like much, but it has a ton of movement in the water. Great for a tail, imitation on a fly. Now that I'm going to leave the stem on here.
So
and
just a buyer beware, or a tire beware. You see what I did there? Marabou has died, and you're going to find that when you play with your marabou a lot, it will get all over your hands. The marabou die.
The marabou die.
Yeah, so be careful, because some studies say that it is carcinogenic. And so there's options of having a little foam sponge on your desk, and you can get it wet, and you can use that to do what Tim did with his mouth on the marabou. So be careful, because if you go tie 5 or 6 of these, you're going to go answer the door, and it's going to look like you just made love with your mouth to a set of black nibs.
Black nibs. You can't talk about snacks when we got no snacks in here.
I am your snack pack, Tim.
Snack pack. Okay, guys, I'm going to secure down the stem of this feather. I'm going to use it to create a little bit of bulk. So I'm just kind of holding it up on top of the hook, taking some thread wraps down it. Once it gets semi-close to the eye, I'll come in here and I'll just trim that out. Now, when we create extra bulk on the hook shank here, don't worry about it at all. We have so much materials that are going to basically go on top of that that we really don't have any. This isn't a small fly, so there's not a real worry about having a little extra bulk in certain areas. Okay, so I just brought my thread back. When I hang it, I want it to be right about that barb, like you can see there. I'm going to get my next material ready. So grab whatever kind of size. It varies per kit, but we have, like, there could be a little bit smaller, a little bit bigger, schlappen, or saddle. Just go ahead and grab that feather, and we are going to see that there's an underside to it, which is always the dull side, shiny on top. I'm going to pull it back like so, just so I have a tie-in point, and I'm going to tie that in right in front of that marabou. And then I'm going to take that little tag and I'm going to secure it down up the hook shank again, just so I know that's not going to go anywhere at all.
So what you guys are probably going to notice here is, unlike the near enough sculpin or the buggers, is kind of, we are going from the back forward, where those flies we kind of went from the forward back, and then we secured it with wire. And now why wouldn't we do that here?
We're using a much thicker stemmed
more
feather,
stout.
so it's more stout.
More stout product.
Yep. A little bit bigger, bigger proportions, not so small.
So if you have a stout stem, you don't need wire to bring it back.
Little stouter stem.
But just notice that in fly tying, there's a lot of techniques that actually, there's probably not a lot of techniques. There's a handful or more of techniques that get applied different ways to different patterns. And so what you're going to notice tonight is something really cool that Tim's going to show you when we get to the head of this fly.
Very cool stuff. Okay, guys, our next material we're going to get in here with is our cactus chenille. You're going to have a big old kind of mess of a ball of it. Just grab, like, I don't know, 8 inches or so. So about that much. And then we'll go and we'll snip that out, and we'll work with that piece. Okay. So what we do with chenille is it has like this center cord in the middle that kind of holds all the material in. So I like to expose that little center cord, and I'm gonna lay that on top of the hook shank, and I'm gonna do a gathering wrap. So remember, if I spin my bobbin towards my fingers, it'll cause it to hop rearward and grab onto that material. Once I got that, I'm just gonna advance my thread.
All right, so we've got all the materials tied in at the back of the fly, And what we need to understand is that you guys finished getting all the materials tied into the back of your fly. Some of you might take a few more seconds, but what we forgot to show you guys is not only do we make treats for fish,
we do some other treats.
we do some treats for, just because you told me not to talk about treats, and I wonder
Killing me.
if down in Pincher their treats look anything like this.
Oh man, look at that.
Oh, fantastic.
I seriously would eat every one of those on that.
So that right there, folks, is the TNL official baking cam. Do you bake? Does your grandma bake? Do you know somebody who is a master baker and you want to get them on the show? Well, you just have to send in photos of your favorite cream-filled cupcake like this. Let us know what it's called. You're also more than welcome to send in stages of the baking. If you have a kid and your kid bakes and you want to take pictures of your kid baking, we will show the progress of your baking on the baking cam because we do know that tying flies is a snacky hobby.
Yeah, you need snacks.
If I had this dreamy cream-filled cupcake in front of me,
I would probably be eating it.
probably Tim would be sitting in front of me eating it.
I would be.
All right,
That's a
that's
fact.
fantastic. So, well, I guess you guys all have your materials tied in, and
All caught up.
one
ready
can
to rock.
dream.
One can
about
dream.
the dreamy.
So all I did, guys, is I threw in a half hitch there, that is a little overhand, and I am tying on the Norvise, so I can take my auto bobbin and set it over on my cradle, so it's out of the way. Then I'm gonna grab, because this is the material I put in last.
A lot of reference to you referencing 8 inches.
Oh, I know.
Is that 8 inches of chenille?
No, this is right here. 8 inches of chenille.
Oh, okay.
Roughly. Basically,
Well,
one finger length is 8 inches. That's
They
Canadian.
don't call you 2-foot do for nothing.
Okay, guys, we're gonna advance the chenille forward. As I go all 8 inches of this chenille, I'm gonna stroke the material back as I go. Okay, so we don't want to stack it up on top of itself if we don't have to. Just kind of creates a nice even underbody. We're gonna move that forward. We're gonna take it all the way up, leaving just a little bit of space behind the eye because we do have a mallard flank that we're gonna tie in up there to be the back of this fly. So all we're gonna do is bring this material forward. I'm gonna go back. We're gonna bring our other material forward and call it good. Okay, so I'll bring my thread back in. Remember to secure something. I'm gonna take a wrap behind it, then one in front of it, then behind it, then in front of it. And I should have it good and secured like that. You can trim it out. Okay. Just set that to the side. We'll use that again. Now I'm gonna go ahead and grab the schlappen. So again, I'm just gonna do a little half hitch, just a little overhand knot.
So MF Dewey wants me to show you what 8 inches is.
Yeah.
Like the picture of my brown trout this summer.
Yeah. It's a big brown trout, right?
Yeah, I was pumped.
Pumped. Oh, yes. Well, Dewey, I know what 8 inches is. Okay. Anyways, we're going to take our schlappen or our saddle, whatever the feather is you're using, forward. What you do want to do is make sure that the underside of it is pointed back down the rear of the fly. Kind of as always, we want to have, it creates that natural looking taper because the feathers are going to be curled a little bit to the back. And we're just going to kind of open spiral this to the back. You might have to gauge the width of your spiral based on how long your feather is. So if your feather is
what's
as
the
long,
recommended width you'd like?
well, if the width is all dependent on the length of your feather. If your feather is a little bit longer, you can go tighter with your spirals. If it's not, then you have to go a little bit wider with it. Okay. And when I get to the front here, I'm just going to bring my thread back in. Are you going to get snacks? No. Okay. Well, just checking. Then I'll bring my thread up, secure it like we did before. One in front, one behind, one in front, one behind. And I should be good and secure. I can trim that out. But now what I want to do is I want to draw all that material back, and I want to take some good wraps right around that where I left that stem, because the one thing we do not want is for the stem of that feather to come undone, and then we're kind of back to square one. So you see I left myself a little bit of space up there, and that is kind of left us at that point. I'm going to grab a little brush or some Velcro and just stroke all those back a little bit. Okay, kind of hopefully orient them to go back down the fly. Now all we have is one more material to put on this before we can head on to the front portion of the fly. So let me know if you need a second, but if not, we'll keep moving as this one takes a little bit. But I will grab one of my mallard flank. I just pick one that looks, I don't know, you'll kind of get the gauge of what you like and what you don't like in them, but if you can get one that's got kind of a nice wide back and looks kind of straight, I'll grab this one here, like so. I'm just gonna peel that little bit of fluff off, like that. And now when I lay this on top, I want it to extend just to the back, maybe a little bit down that marabou. And I'm gonna hold it right on top so it's not moving around. Take a gathering wrap over top of the stem. Take a few more wraps, and now if I let go, I can adjust it. I can still move it, kind of like rubber legs. You can still move it a bit. So see, that gives a nice back to the fly. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do that it is where I want it to be. I'm gonna take a few more thread wraps down. Then I'm gonna lift that stem up, put a couple in front of it, and then I can trim out the stem. And now I'm just gonna take a few more wraps, kind of create a little bit of a head, and then I'll come in here and I'll do my whip finish. And then I'll put a little resin on it, and I'll give you guys a sec to catch up before we move on to the front portion of the fly.
Yeah, what I would like to do is I don't think I'm done with this, but I would like to head back to this. That doesn't make a grown man cry. Not much will, Tim.
I know.
Not much. What are we going to do tonight at the end of the show on Nintendo?
Oh, I don't know.
Because you did not win last week in
true.
Street Fighter.
I won after. After everybody left and nobody could witness, then I won.
After what? The facts are
facts.
New bingo cards tonight, folks. There's a lot of giveaways. We're going to show them all once this fly is done, because you've already got half the fly done and you're sitting there wondering what's next. Smash that like button. David Blackman says, smash the like button, share this with a friend, because the more people that we get in here, the more prizes that we give away. And truly, every single night, we judge the giveaways and the amount based on you and your friends. But you got to remember, there's a very weird thing that happens on the show, and it's the wizard, and the wizard taketh.
Not of Oz.
Nope. Of
Doom.
Wizard of Doom. Yeah, so anyways, let's head back to that fly and see where Tim is, and he's probably got a new hook going in soon.
I'm here, I'm present, and this is what you should be left with, guys. Okay, that's the rear portion of our fly. Now if you take that, pop it out, drops real nice, just like that. You see that? A little bit of feather drop there. Now what we're gonna do, guys, we're gonna go ahead and grab a second hook. It's the same size hook, still that Daiichi 2461 in 1/0. And we're gonna get that secured in our vise. Okay, we're gonna have to work on this next piece.
Some things you can do though. Some people like to use like stinger hooks and stuff on articulated.
Yeah, lots of times your front one is something with a hook that hangs down a little lower. Maybe it gives you a better chance of grabbing that fish's mouth. I'm gonna bring my thread in just behind the eye, and I'm gonna work it back slightly. I'll trim that tag end out. Now I'm gonna bring it back just a little ways, and I'm gonna go and grab those lead eyes that you have in your kit. And I want you to imagine if I set my lead eye on top, I'm gonna create enough space for one more in front of it, and then I'll set it down behind. And that's where I'll tie it in, okay? Now we've tied in lots of these in the past, but remember, you need thread wraps both sides evenly. So my first wrap will come in. It naturally wants to sit that one direction on the one direction. No, I gotta call my own jokes.
Well, Tim, I'm just trying to like comment and talk to the people and be effective here.
Oh, okay, you do you.
I'm gonna learn a One Direction song right now.
Please do. So you take wraps one direction, then the other, one direction, then the other. You can do some figure eights, and it looks like the eyes are moving around, but that's okay right now. We're just trying to gather enough wraps to kind of get it secured. Do some wraps that go just around the dumbbell eyes and not even the hook. And once I've got it so it's kind of stiffened up a bit, I'm kind of happy with that, I'm going to flip it to the bottom side. Because remember, where our eyes are, so will our hook be. Okay, so...
Describe that a little better, because I hear what you're saying.
You hear what I'm saying?
I'd say the way the hook will ride.
Yeah. So, if I have my lead eyes on top, imagine that when I cast it in, the weight swivels to the bottom, always to the bottom so then the hook would ride up. So I want this hook to ride down with the same place instead of being upright with those eyes. So I put the eyes on the bottom of the hook shank, ergo the most weight's on the bottom, so the fly is going to orient so that the hook is pointed down. So that's how you can decide on where you want your hook to ride. But this pattern calls for it to ride down. So that's what we'll do. Make sure we get those eyes good and secure. Once I'm pretty happy with that, I can move on. Okay.
All right. I got to pick up the music here, folks. Send in your request to DAFGAF@timhepworth.com.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
That's how we pick music on this show. It's got to be free and it's got to be royalty free.
Oh, man. Yes. That's the tough part. But you've been doing all right tonight. It's been all right.
You think so? You think so?
Well,
I don't know.
I'm trying to be
You're trying to be polite.
Be supportive.
Generously 8-inching that comment.
Yeah. You got to support your kids, you know? Okay, guys. I took my thread wraps all the way back to the back. I laid a nice amount of thread wraps down on the hook shank. I'm going to take my thread down and bring it to about the midway point on the hook. I'm going to go into my kit. Now, whether you're using intruder wire, whether you're using the mono or fluoro or whatever you have in your kit, well, I know what you have in your kit. You have this stuff, but if whatever you're using, if you're just tying from your own materials, I'm going to place that in the midway point of the hook. I'm going to try to gather some wraps right on top, secure that down. Now I can just lift up on that mono and allow my thread wraps to keep it right up on top as I work it back down the hook shank. Okay. I'm going to go just to about, if I left this hanging, it'd be at the hook point. Right about there. Perfect. Now you'll have some beads in your, some red beads in your kit. Go ahead and let's put 2 or 3 on. This is just basically what this does is it helps the back from fouling and getting hooked up on the front hook. So I'm just going to use 3 just because. Take 3 beads. Okay, hook them on there. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to grab the rear portion of the fly that I had. Okay, got this guy back here. I'm going to make sure it's pointed hook down. Then I put that through the eye. And now I got to bring that back through all 3 beads, which is actually pretty easy because they're all stacked on top of each other.
Hold tight. We got a sauce called by the first one tonight, Mr. Eric Augustin.
All right, Eric, that mono is kind of brown in color. There should be, 4 or 5 strands of it in there. About, 12, 13 inches long.
That's a foot.
That's a foot, folks.
And
that's a foot.
If you can't find it, Eric, there's a good chance you can't find it.
But it is
Let's
brown.
call a spade, so it can blend. But what you got to remember is that you can also use other things like backing. You can have predator wire. There's stuff designed exactly for this, but
yeah, you kind of just use what you got.
Okay, he found it. We're pulling the sauce off the screen.
Wait a minute. He went from Facebook to YouTube in one find.
He's got them both open because he is wanting to be. He's wanting to get into guide school.
He needs that code. That's what he needs.
Yeah, he does. All right, a proud hockey parent. Good job, Tim.
It's me.
No, that's your son.
Oh, sorry, that's my son, but that's me. I'm a proud parent.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I'm the pin guy.
And should I shave my beard tonight on the show?
If you shave your beard, I'll leave Thursday Night Live.
Okay, good.
Son, come on. Keep it together.
Okay, Dad, we're good.
Don't make me come over there. All right, so you can decide how much of a loop you want out the back, but I like it to be fairly close to my beads. I imagine maybe having 1 or 2 beads in between, and that's kind of where I'm going to measure it. Now I'm going to take some thread wraps right over top of that line again, and now I'm going to pinch and just make sure I keep it up on top of the hook shank, take it all the way forward to that original tying point, and then I'm going to grab it, fold it back over itself, take a couple more wraps.
You're locking it in there.
I ain't going nowhere.
Because there's nothing worse than an articulated streamer falling in half.
Yep. Then it looks something like that, like a bad haircut day.
Well, that one could have some more materials like marabou on the back.
Yeah, good. Okay, so I'm just going to grab a little hair clip and hold this out of the way. Now we're basically just going to retie the fly we already did in the back in the front. So I'm going to start again. Instead of using marabou though, we don't use the marabou. I'm going to go ahead and grab my hackle feather or my saddle. I'm going to tie that in first because I know that comes up last.
You're not throwing marabou on there?
Nope, no marabou.
Wow.
I know.
You're getting weird.
It's almost like know what I'm talking about.
I don't know. It's a good question. But Cam's been booted from Facebook again, folks, for the first time this year.
Wow. I thought he was a top fan. Apparently not.
Preferred YouTube or Facebook? Right now, I'm watching the battle, and it is 53 on YouTube, and there's 49 on Facebook.
Nice. It's a good mix.
So it's a battle. It's
battle.
a battle. It's a battle.
Battle Royale.
One day we should just say, all YouTube viewers get a prize.
Oh, man.
Just something weird. Or all Facebook guys. Whatever.
Yeah.
We'll think of something. Always do.
Welcome to the good side. Okay, guys, I just stripped a little bit off that cactus chenille because I'm going to tie that in again next, because that's going to come up the fly first. Make sure I get the core of that nice and locked in. Advance my thread forward. I'm just going to bring it just behind the eyes. I'll take a little half hitch, save that work, set it to the side as always. And then we're going to start bringing forward that cactus chenille. So just like before, kind of stroke it back so the fibers don't stack on top of each other. Just like so. We're going to work that forward. Okay. And we are going to build the head on this fly, so we need a little bit of space behind the eye. But we also can send thread wraps back over top of it. So kind of err on the side of going too far forward. And then we can always send wraps back over top of the material. So I'm going to go right about there. Thread wrap behind, thread wrap in front as always. Repeat the process. And we can snip it out. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and grab that other feather and do exactly like we did before. We're going to bring that forward, just palm ring it up the fly. Again, you got to base how many wraps you can do based off the length of your feather. And then we'll comb that out a little bit so all those pieces stand up nice and tall. And we'll bring that right up to the same place we left that chenille. Whew, it is hot in here tonight.
Hot. Well, let's just see. What are the odds Tim's camera goes out?
If I had to put bets on it, it's probably going to go out. Although you changed something, so if it goes out, the house is probably on fire. I'll snip that out.
That's a good point.
Take a couple thread wraps so I know that especially isn't going to come out. And then I'm going to just brush it up a little bit. Okay, just brush it down. Make sure that it all stands up and it's not on top of each other. And once I get to this point, guys, I'm just going to go ahead and grab that mallard flank again. And we're going to make the back on the top, just like we did in that back portion of the fly. So go ahead and grab one of the many that are in your kit. Try to find a nice large flat one. I mean, they're not going to be flat, they're always curved, but flat by just kind of broad across the back. Gonna get rid of that fluff, the base. Now this one I can have extend just over the gap of those beads and the wire. And I'll lay that right on top again. We don't want this to go on the side of the fly at all. We want this to be right on top. I'll take a thread wrap to secure it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I can adjust with that stem, making sure it's straight like I want it to be.
Mr. Novlin's coming in from down in Arizona.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's trying to spread the word like Tim's going to spread the goose buyouts on the next fly.
Buyouts are coming next, guys. You thought this fly was challenging. You wait till them buyouts. My nemesis. Maybe you'll get to see Tim fail miserably. Go watch the quick ties.
Yeah.
It might have always happened. Okay. So I've secured that down. So this is what I'm left with. Okay. Now we're going to get to work on the head of this fly. So what I want you to do is this. Go grab that big ball of fuzz. Okay. And I want you to basically take and not cut it in half, but split it in half. Okay. It's going to take about half of it to make the head of this fly. Now, what I'm going to do in preparation is I'm going to start grabbing little bits of it. Let's say I grab it like this, okay? I'm going to pull them apart and kind of stack, and you're going to see some of them are kind of like these super long pieces or fibers. I'm going to go ahead and cut those in half and then stack them back on top of each other.
Kate's got the idea. She's getting Mr. Novland to start a satellite club in Arizona.
Ooh, that's a good idea. You should do that.
Satellite clubs. We got 2 going tonight. One of them is a Rocky Mountain Fly Shop. Shout out to all the fine folks at RMFS. And
Yeah.
all the wonderful people down in Pincher Creek at the Sugar, I believe it's called Sugar the Studio or the Sugar Studio.
I would bet it's the Sugar Studio.
Well, you never know, Tim. You never know. So that's why I ask, what are you called? What do you want to be called? And we'll call you that.
Yeah, we can do that.
Man, we got some great giveaways today.
I know. I'm kind of excited. I want to get this fly done so I
some
can
his and hers
crush some dreams.
sun shirts.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep, that's a fact.
That's a fact. Okay, guys, this is my first pinch. Okay. This first one's important to be maybe a little bigger than the rest of them because this is going to be kind of what we create the long flowing hair like Dana has in the back.
Had.
Past tense.
Had in the photo on your chest.
Right there. It's very nice. I mean, the hair it does look strange on you. That's okay.
Well, I was a strapping young man. I was a free agent. I was on the market.
On the market.
And then I came back and lost all my hair and found the woman of my dreams.
Very nice. Very
Dad,
good.
Dad, I'm telling you my story.
Okay, I'm listening, son. I'm always listening.
Carry on.
Okay, I'm going to set this kind of 50-50. So I want to pinch it in the middle, have half of it at the back, half at the front. I'm going to take a thread wrap right in the middle. Take a couple forward, bend that back, take a couple in front.
Nice. You're building up a wool head.
Building up a wool head. Now we're going to repeat this process quite a few times. So go ahead, grab another pinch. We're just going to repeat. Remember this, the first one in the bottom and the top needs to be a bit bigger than maybe the rest of them, but I'm just going to keep pulling this apart and stacking it on top. So it looks like this, okay? I like that pinch. I'm going to take it to the bottom side. Now I want to snug this in right back where the thread wraps end. Okay.
I got a great idea, Tim. I'll tell you after.
Well, you can't just leave me hanging like that.
I always leave you hanging.
I know you do. It's not fair. Okay, I've done one in the front, one in the back. So I got this kind of start of this mohawk going. And now all we're going to do is we're just going to trade sides and keep moving forward. We're going to do top, bottom, top, bottom. So grab another pinch.
Do you prefer the top or the bottom on
the fly?
Doing the
fly? Yeah.
Well, scalping.
Yeah, top probably.
Boogey Man.
Top's a little easier to work with. Yeah. So I'm going to bring this in here.
That, my friends, is the air horn that Tim's been begging for.
Yes, thank you for that. That's very nice.
For a long time.
Very, very nice. I'm just going to spread this again here a few times, just like so. I'm going to bring it in again, 50-50, half in the front, half out the back. Sneak that in behind the dumbbell eyes.
Easier on top.
Easier on top. You can see it better. Way more
Not
better.
sure where the rock and roll came in. It says funk.
Huh.
And then it says, how satisfied are you with this genre? And I said, nope. Not today.
Not today, funk.
Satan, not today.
All right. Got another pinch for the bottom, guys. Just going to trade them back and forth. There's probably going to be like 3 or 4 top, 3 or 4 bottom. So this time I'm going to go back behind those eyes, pull it tight. Okay, now I'm going to advance my thread in front of the dumbbell eyes, and my next ones are going to be in front. And you're going to say, well, there's a gap on top. Well,
Tim,
this
there's
is all
a gap on top.
There is, right?
There's a gap on top. Can you rectify that?
Yes, look at that. You just pull the mohawk forward.
There's no gap on top.
No gap on top. It's all going to fill in. Trust the process.
This reminds me of my first, when I was younger, first time I went to the YMCA.
Why is that?
Well, everybody showers after. It's really weird.
Okay. Where's the story going?
Nowhere. This just reminds me of my first shower in the men's change room.
Men's change room.
The YMCA.
You're a hockey player. You're used to that.
Well, that was before I was used to it.
Okay, again, spreading a few times. Get it together. This one's going in front this time. In front, but on the bottom. 50-50.
All right.
Down.
And behind. So, Mr. Novland said, what weight of rod would you need to chuck this massive fly? And I say probably your best 3-weight dry fly rod.
Dana is full of it. You're going to want probably at minimum a 6.
7.
But maybe a 7.
7's great. This thing gets heavy and wet.
Yeah.
And it collects a lot of water.
Wool isn't as good as some of the synthetics at shedding the water. Okay. Okay, guys, we're getting real close. This might even be our last piece. I'm going to look at it after. 50-50 again. This one's going on top.
So this is why we commented at the beginning that you might not have enough wool.
You got to use lots.
Depending how heavy duty you make your fly.
Yep. I like a little bulkier head, so I maybe go a little overboard. But that is our head, guys. And you just leave it like that and fish it. Hope for the best.
What, Tim? I think you need to shave.
Just jokes. Just joking.
You need to trim, Tim.
I'm going to trim. I'm going to come in here.
The new era.
Whip finish. Okay. Do a whip finish. I'm going to put a little bit of resin on that real quick, and then we're going to shave this gal up, and she will be ready to swim.
Tim, it's only 8:05. We've only been here for an hour and 5 minutes, and
we're crushing it.
We're on target to make records tonight.
It won't happen. It never does.
We will fall apart somewhere.
Okay, as you know, I love my Solares bone dry, and this is why. Super thin, can blow up in your microwave.
Wow, that's not going to blow up in their microwave because they're down at Rocky Mountain Fly Shop.
Oh, that's good, Claude.
And, well, to bring them up, we got some freeze-dried goods coming to you from...
Oh, we do. Mercantile.
Mercantile.
Pull this up.
Morning View Mercantile. And these freeze-dried Skittles are probably second favorite to the strawberries.
Yeah, strawberries are so far my favorite, but those are very close second.
Anyways, they're going to be in the giveaways, so win.
Yep. Okay, folks, let's trim. How do we trim? What do we trim? What shape are we looking for?
Some people use a razor. Could you use a razor?
Not going to work so good on wool.
Could you use Dana scissors? Or
Definitely.
What do you suggest?
I suggest if you've got three, let's just say this. Let's say you've got 3 scissors.
See, I figure you wear me on your chest every time, and then I don't have to enter the scene.
That's true, right here. You're already in.
Yeah. Hi.
If, let's say, these are your best scissors, these are your medium scissors, and these are Dana scissors, when it comes to trimming wool, you want the middle ones. If you do a lot of trimming of wool, it will dull your scissor really fast. But Dana scissors probably aren't sharp enough because I've cut a lot of wire with them to trim it well.
Point. And where can you pick up a set of Dana scissors, and what are they used for?
Well, tonight you can get it at Rocky Mountain Fly Shop for $5 and no shipping costs, so I would suggest you do it.
$5 and they're good for cutting wire and all the things you shouldn't cut.
Everything you shouldn't cut with scissors.
You've seen them here first. They're called Dana scissors.
They are.
Because they're abused. Dad?
Oh, man. Okay, well, the shape that I like to go for, and I'm going to show you a picture here because this does a good example. Now I'll fail miserably at making it look like this again. But I like more of a shaped head back, not a big, not a small, kind of in between. I like to have that top cone kind of look like predator head, and then the bottom a little shorter, and then just kind of trim to shape like a minnow head, because this wool actually holds its shape pretty good in the water. So I pull it all up. My first cut's going to be at an angle to the back. Okay. Start my shape with that. So I've still got a nice top on like I showed you. I like that kind of long top on the head. I'll flip it upside down. This one, I'm going to do roughly the same, but less of an angle. I want it to be a little bit more flat on the bottom.
Tie it in brown and call it a Wookie.
Wookie. Okay, so I like it to be a little flatter like that. And now I'm just basically going to rotate. And that's the nice part about having a vise of any kind that rotates, is when it comes to doing some of this trimming, you can really get in there and just kind of see, change the angle, move it around. I like to round it out quite a bit, so it's going to move kind of quite naturally in the water. If I were to do a more blunt shape, it would be move maybe a little bit more water, but I really like the way this shape moves in the water for me. And that's it, guys. It's that simple. Okay, wool is not a tough material to work with.
That is a massive head.
It's a massive head. I like it. Yeah.
Well, the fun thing about this situation is that that is a big head. And so you can ask yourself, do you want such a big head? Well, there's a couple things there. This is going to move water. It's going to be an absolute pain in the butt to cast because it's going to be full of water. And if you don't know how to dry your flies on a back cast, probably going to put it in the back of your head. So if you're tying this fly, this pattern, and you're like, I don't have enough wool, or your example fly was tied with less wool, that's okay. Okay. Because we want to see which fly you tied for the people who post the example fly. But Tim's going to show you something really cool here, where he has the front of the fly almost done, and kind of walk you through something else you could do, which what I was talking about earlier is really cool because this fly is also a circus peanut.
It is very, very close to a circus peanut.
Take a few items off and you're good to party.
Yeah. So imagine I have the back of the fly on. We're just tying it on the front, okay? So instead of working with the wool at the head, a circus peanut just uses more cactus chenille. And what this means is it's a little bit more streamlined, easier to pick up, easier to cast. It's not the original pattern, obviously, but this is what I'm going to show you how to do. So I'm going to get my thread started again behind the eye. Okay, we'll get it just behind those set of dumbbell eyes. Trim the tag. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie in some more of that cactus chenille. Okay, right up against that other hackle feather or schlappen. Tie that in there. Now advance my thread forward to the eye. I'm going to little half hitch, get that out of the way. Now I'm just literally going to build the head out of the chenille. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple wraps behind, full wraps. I'm going to cross over. This is just like how I tied in my dumbbell eyes, cross over in front. So we're going to do one full figure 8 in front, around underneath, back behind the eye, back underneath, and one full wrap just before the eye. Bring my thread back, secure it off. Now what you see with this is I have a much more streamlined head, not near as much bulk. This one's going to move and pick up out of the water quite a bit easier, but it's not going to move as much water. So each fly has its purpose for a reason, but kind of the purpose of showing you this is not only is this allow you to use more materials in the kit that we've given you, but also think of flies as being more fluid than super strict in their construction. That's a mix of two different patterns, but still very versatile.
Another thing you can do is, we did this in episode 1, is you could make a dubbing loop with some of that wool, and you could probably dub yourself a head.
Yep, dub yourself a head, brush it up. It'll be a little less bulky, but same thing.
What's great about a fly like this, where you've adapted the head to be something different. So a circus peanut is tied the same, marabou off the back of the top, this one, but you would take out the mallard flanks, or you can just leave them in and just change the head of this fly, or you can make the head of this fly just like the near enough sculpin. When the flies carry or push less water or take on less water, there's an opportunity for them to sink faster, so they'll dart, right? So like if the big head on this is going to move when you're stripping it, it's going to push water, which we all know attracts the fish. But this one is going to drop quicker because it's not holding that big blob of water. So flies are designed to move different in water in different conditions. They're also designed to have different outcomes using floating lines, sinking lines, a lot of things like that. So be versatile and don't be constricted by, well, my grandpa did, I've caught flies, I've caught fish on things that, some of our most simple patterns are our biggest fish catchers on the Bow River. So yeah, play around, try, like you got some materials in there, tie a few like this if you don't have enough wool to make all of your heads look as big as Tim's did. But have fun with it and enjoy being a little creative tonight.
Oh yeah. Very good. No strict rules in fly time.
All right, Mr. Rutherford, he loved this, and he said he'll catch us on the quick ties. So that's why the quick ties are there, is because you can jump in and watch the quick tie. It tells you how to tie the fly. That's not the show atmosphere, and it's just quick and easy to get done.
Yeah, absolutely. They are there to help you guys. So if you want to just kind of hang out and enjoy the show as it goes on, you don't have to tie. That's totally fine. That's what they're there for.
That's what they're there for. Well, we're quick.
That was good.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
Good job, team. TNL fam, you want to switch your microphone? I would love for you to do that. Get your...
You've been missing that sultry sound of my voice.
That's a warm sound that only comes from your mouth.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so Mr. Rutherford is shouting out his win because he's taken off. What we do at the end of the show is we share our wins, and that'll take place after the next fly. And so he says that he's booked a trip with Mr. Sean Ellison. So,
oh, man.
History repeats itself. James catches all the fish, and then Sean gets one on the corner.
Well, Yeah, at least he gets one.
That's one. And that's where Captain Clutch came in. Super cool, because what we have for you now is what I want to head over, because I don't know how else to write it to you except pop over to this idea of some breaking news, which everything is still there, but what I need to do is erase this, because I said to you guys that there would be what? A discount code for Rocky Mountain Fly Shop.
2 of them, maybe even.
2 of them.
At 20%.
Yeah, I'm just going to write them in. I didn't have this really planned. This is Colin, like, trying to bankrupt his business, so it's like I'm double checking.
Oh, man.
Remember, capitals matter.
Capitals matter. Yes, they do.
So 20% off is for 2 people. And Tim, tell them what they should be doing right now.
Well, you should be filling your cart, because as soon as these go up, someone's going to use them, and you're going to want it to be you. You also could bank on the fact that maybe you'll get the 40% off, but there's going to be a whole lot more people with carts full waiting for the 40% than probably these ones. So maybe you just cash in and don't get greedy and get 20% off, which is awesome. And on top of it, it's free shipping today.
Free shipping.
For anybody.
And right there, it's a code. TNL free ship. If you don't get the discounts, if they don't work for you, because somebody else beat you to it, remember TNL free ship at RockyMountainFlyShop.net. It's all there. It is all there. And so if you look here under the first fly, 2 people, this code works for 2 people. Okay, so we're gonna give you a couple minutes here. We got the Hares Stonefly Nymph, which is right there beside the Boogey Man, and the UTC 140 is what you're gonna need to slide through that ever fine hole of your bobbin and get ready to tie that one. That's a quick fly.
It's a quick one. Quick draw. Yes, that is going to be a good pattern, guys. We are going to use the same thread as we used before. If you don't want to use black, you could use something more appropriate colored, which would be brown or tan, but don't get stressed out about that.
So asking how to use it on the app. Well, I believe that's a call-in question.
Yeah.
And let's say, see that little timer down there? It says 8:17. 8:19, I'm going to release the code.
Okay.
And it works for 2 people for 20% off. If it doesn't work, don't worry. We have another code coming to you before the wins tonight at 40% off. And
oh, look at that. James wants to be my friend on Facebook.
Me too. Me first.
James,
It was me
no,
first.
I mean...
Well, you accept them because you're not doing anything over there. And I've got 12 things open.
We're friends, James. It's happened.
Yeah. And then I said to Sean, why don't you bring more people down from the GP and let's get a party boat going.
You need like 3 boats going.
All right.
All right.
I said 8:19, and that is in 30 seconds according to the clock right there.
Oh, I'm nervous for people.
I'm excited.
Because I don't know what I would do. I don't know if I'd wait.
Want a Norvice?
20% off a Norvice
20%,
still good.
and then potentially 40%.
Oh, man. It's a lot to think about, but you guys are going to want your carts full. Because regardless of whether you get a code or not, you still can get whatever you were going to buy anyways with free shipping.
TNL free ship. If it doesn't work, you enter that code.
It'll work. You got it. I would do it. Except I went there and already bought everything today. What are you doing? I'm not listening to it. Where's that noise coming from? Somebody's watching it.
It's you.
It's me.
It's you.
It's not up there though. Look, it's not playing.
I don't care.
Oh,
you
man.
open Facebook, turn your volume down. I'm like, I'm losing my mind. And Tim, it's 8:19.
It's time.
And we have not.
You better get them up there.
Just wait. I'm trying to type it in here.
4961 13T.
Okay, so the code is, I gotta make this clear because this is gonna be like a freaking dumpster fire if I don't. Remember, capital locks matter.
Caps do.
Caps locks matter. Okay, folks, here it comes. Code's gonna get applied right now.
3, 2, 1, go. There it is, folks. And not only that, we would love to know if you're the one who used it.
Yes,
so let us know.
I'm gonna wait because there's some fine folks out there.
Justin's in the house. What's up, dude? We were just talking about you.
Better never than late. That's a fact.
Better never than
well,
late.
Tim, you know what's really cool?
You're so witty. You're quick. You're quick sometimes. I like that.
Well,
good job, son.
I got it from you, Dad.
I know you did, boy.
According to Mom.
According to Mom. Okay.
Tim,
Anyways.
give me your best sound of a sheep.
Bah.
Legit dude call.
Our vision for it is for people to come out here to enjoy the spot and to find peace, I guess. Like, a lot of people ask us if we're gonna get Wi-Fi out here, and we're like, no, like this is a place to disconnect and reconnect with your family and with yourself and just find quiet.
All right, folks, you know what time it is. It's time for Tim to piss. I shortened my time down below for Guide's Corner, and I'm already wasting time, but I'm coming in hot today, and we're going to talk about fly shops. I want to talk to you with about 2.5 minutes left, and I picked 2 minutes and 43 seconds because that's the length of this song. Fly shops. Do's and don'ts, maybe, I don't know, but it's a little bit of etiquette, and it's why we need fly shops. And understanding the conundrum of shopping online, shopping cheaper places online versus going into your local fly shop. So remember this, people own a fly shop, okay? People are trying to make a living at a fly shop. Remember that they are a wealth of knowledge and they are there for you and a resource for you. Also remember, if we don't support, purchase, or do something when we go into a fly shop, we're basically taking advantage of the people in the fly shop for a free resource. If we don't support them, they will not be there. And then when you need flies in a pinch, they are not there. And when you need your waiter's broke and you need them in a pinch, well, they're not there. So my advice to you is when you go into a fly shop, if they're not pricks or dicks or whatever, and they're helping you out, please turn around and spend $10 to $15 to $20 as a thank you for their time, because we need fly shops. Because if they all disappear, online shopping's great, but at the end of the day, it's not going to do you in a pinch, and we know that we need them when we're in that pinch. We do as guides, we do as much planning as we can before the year, but we know that we need the fly shops throughout the entire summer because we can't plan for everything. So I'm asking you, please, when you go into a fly shop and you ask them where to fish, how to fish, what's hatching, turn around and buy something so that they can stick around and be there for the next person. That's about all. See, I knew I could get her done by the time
you did good. You did good.
You peed.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Yeah, don't take advantage of your local fly shop. Please buy something when you head in for a tip, a trick, a bit of info, whatever it is. That's how we're going to keep the fly shops around, because it's not free doing what they do.
That is true.
All right. And that's all I got for this rant, folks. And we'll see you next time on the Guide's Corner. It's not leaving, Tim. I can't get this off.
You're on fire.
All right.
Literally, no, you're on fire.
I'm literally burning, Tim. This because it's a hot topic.
That's
what I'm talking about.
Hot topics.
Yeah.
So there's that.
So before I'm gonna get a little screen. I need to do better with this transition thing. Probably hit this and we can see some of the comments about that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna load the Flyingo, folks. So if you don't have your bingo card, they're new and you should go get one. They're free. Every single person can get a bingo card. It costs you nothing and you can win. So let's show the folks now in this scene what we got for giveaways.
Okay. Well, we are noises. We're gonna start you off with some Morning View Mercantile. We got 3 of these beauties going out. We got some freeze dried ice cream sandwiches. We got our personal favorite so far is the freeze-dried strawberries. And a close second is our freeze-dried Skittles. That is something you're going to want to win. Trust me on this one. I may have crushed way too many of them.
Okay, keep talking.
I'm still talking. Dana's still gathering. There's a lot of stuff to go here, guys. I'm actually seriously impressed. So we got some materials coming at you from Rocky Mountain Fly Shop that are our
And I can't remember if he said to give them away, but sorry, Colin, they're going. Some of them.
They're going. Okay.
Just wait. I want to talk about this.
Talk. Are you gonna make it?
These only one of these are going in the giveaway. Okay, but there's 2 of them here, and they're fly pucks, and they're super epic because they're very solid. They're not like, I think they're part of, I don't quote me because I didn't check this, but like a recycled plastic or whatever. But there's the reason I got 2 here is so I can show you they're stackable. I could show you they're very solid when they go together. I could also show you that you can see through. So why this is important is because you get those little pucks, they're cheaper, whatever, and their flies come in them, and you crush them, and your flies get wet and they get ruined and whatnot. And so these are about $6. I highly suggest if you don't purchase anything else at Rocky Mountain Fly Shop tonight, you pick up yourself a few of these. Oh, wow, they're expensive, and I can get those free plastic pucks in a fly shop. Well, guess what? If you break it open, you get it wet, and because they're those cheap plastic things, not like these are like a hard rubber. I can't even get it barely open. Okay, but what if you ruined 3 flies? How much is that?
$12. Ooh, dingo.
Wow, look at this, and they're stackable. That's super cool.
It's gonna be a fly box full of those for me.
Yeah. And they got lots in. So yeah, I'm gonna throw one of these in the giveaway, because they're super freaking awesome, and I'm definitely gonna grab myself a bunch of these. I'm probably gonna grab like 10. I want to put 5 in the boat.
Yep.
Right. My most commonly used fly is the Boogey Man. Fill them up with that, and then yeah, I saw these for the first time today, and I was like, that is epic.
Yeah.
So one of these is going in.
All right, one of those going in. We got some of our materials from the flies that we are using tonight. So we got some, this is actually really awesome, from MSC, but from Rocky Mountain Fly Shop. We got some barred schlappen. That's actually super epic.
Yeah.
Not common. We have some mallard flank, which you saw we just used in that last fly. And then we also have some biots. Okay, we got some goose strips that we gonna use next in our next fly. What else we got there, Dave?
Some fly shops support local tires too. A forever revolving circle, worm puck. That's not the truth, Mike.
Yeah.
Okay, so shop local is an interesting thing we want to talk about too. Not tonight. Tim Cruise over witchcraft to put in. Okay. Anyways, we got some more cool things.
Yes, yeah, we do.
From Alberta Fly Girl from down in Pincher Creek, and I'm just gonna open this so that you can open that one too. And
I got your size though.
Extra small.
Yeah.
Okay, some epic sun shirts for the ladies in the house.
For the ladies.
Okay, Alberta Fly Girl representing.
Ooh, I like this one.
She sent these up for us, for you guys.
That is
so that's
awesome,
a quarter
Jose.
zip.
Quarter
okay,
zip.
with a hood. Yep. And so I'm going to include one of these. We have other sizes. I brought both of these to show the color. And then you can choose whether you want the quarter zip or you want just the sun shirt. So we have more for future giveaways, but tonight one of these is included, and that's super awesome.
I don't think it's too girly.
No, I didn't say it was.
Very nice. Very nice, Jose. Thank you for that.
Also, from Alberta Fly Girl, a kind of a Tumblr type idea. Awesome, super cool. This might be a little out of your league, Tim, but you know, for the ladies, because we always have stuff for guys, and now we have stuff for ladies,
Yeah,
and that's
important.
super cool.
Very important. Okay, well, from us here, Fly Fishing Brewery Outfitters, we got you hooked up with some fly boxes with some flies in them. Some awesome. This is going to be pretty much a foam box, as well as a few dries, as well as this one here. And a few
from
stickers.
Jose at Real Kids Adventures. So if you open up your comic book of flies in the back, it talks all about what Real Kids Adventures are. And Josie runs kids camps all over the place. So if you have kids in your area and you want to get into this, talk to your fly shop. She can reach out to Jose and she can get set up. And it's a really cool program. Colin ran it last year here in the area with great success. And then the last one. So we said for him and her.
Time for him. Oh, classy.
Yes, one of our sun shirts.
OQP.
Only quality people at Thursday Night Live Fly Time, and that's the stuff that's going to get given away in bingo.
Well, maybe given away.
Tim, I don't know how we're going to do all this stuff tonight.
There's so much stuff.
Missing things, am I whatever?
No, never.
Anyways.
You are a wizard over there, my friend.
Wow.
So, Flyingo.
Flyingo.
It's bingo.
How do you play Flyingo?
Well, it's not super complicated, friends. It is bingo. We just put our own little spin on it there as a
little
Flango.
Flyingo.
Tonight we're doing 4 corners to win. So we're not looking for a line, no choppy choppies. We want all corners. 4 corners to win. If you get all 4 corners, we're going to put calls up there for us. We need you to tell you, or first off, say bingo. Second, say which call you got it on. And thirdly, you got to give us the number that's in the corner of your card so we can verify. Those 3 things, if you get the bingo, well, let's just get that far and then we'll go from there.
But the next stage of the game, folks, is one that makes a lot of people have nightmares. And there is a way to get out of the next stage of game, and it's called a Captain Clutch sticker.
Oh, you're going to want one of those purchased.
You can go onto our website, flyfishingbover.com/TNLS5. Maybe not the last part, but flyfishingbover.com. Go to the store, check out the stickers. Get yourself a Captain Clutch sticker, and it's immunity from the Doors of Doom for the rest of Season 5.
What is the Doors of Doom?
Well, guess what? If you're like, I don't need that, I don't know what the Doors of Doom is, we'll just show you when we show you.
Just trust me. If you want a chance to win, you need it.
All right, so we're going to throw out the first 4 right there.
All right. We got the GFA Hopper, we got the Frenchie, the Zug Bug, and Captain Clutch. That's the sign, folks. That's a sign.
That was not on purpose, but it was.
Oh,
well,
Mr. Sunias is in the house. What's up,
Quinn?
Quinn?
Yeah, he is. OQP from Mr. Sunias.
Yes, sir. OQP.
Yeah, Mr. Sunias, send me a DMP, a direct message, please.
Nice.
Rhyme I couldn't sing this earlier, but I can rhyme.
Singing's hard.
You need 4 corners to win, folks. And if you get bingo, like Tim said, you just got to say bingo, your card number, and which call. Jillian McNally, she's in Manitoba. All right, Jill, we love you. Thanks for tuning in and sharing what's left of your evening with us.
Yeah. This is what's important here, guys. You know, we don't know you're in here if you don't talk. So if you even just say, hey, guys, I'm in the house or whatever, it's nice for us because we know you're here. Like, for instance, I know my parents are watching right now. So, hey, Mom and Dad, why don't you say, hey, what's up?
You're my dad.
Well, I know, but it's
so
complicated.
Hey, Grandpa.
Yeah.
Hey, Grandpa, Grandma.
Say, what's up, Mom and Dad?
So just remember that what you see, if it says XYZBJROPR, it has to match your card. There's not going to be something in this call that's different than your card. These calls are right off your card. So if it says Frenchie, it's just Frenchie.
Just Frenchie.
Anybody got 4 corners yet?
No.
All right.
Moving on. And don't worry, if more than 1 people say bingo, we got a plan.
All right, we got a plan. It's called a tiebreaker and a heartbreaker. But hey, that's what it's all about here.
So proud of you.
All right, I just pumped it right down to the surf candy. And let me know. We've got 7 calls. We're looking for 4 corners. Folks, there's over $200-300 already.
Yeah.
And at $300 with
minimum
all those shirts and all
free
the
straws
stuff.
goods.
Yeah,
that's
we're
good.
over $300. Easy to say. Matter of factly, that's how it goes here. There's not a show out there that gives away more stuff than Thursday Night Live Fly Time, and that is thanks to all the awesome people, the TNL fam, and the sponsors that keep this show tick-tocking and a-rocking. All right.
Oh, man. 0 for 7.
Trout might not have the right card.
Yeah. You might go try a different email.
Try again. Borrow one of Sean's.
Yeah, borrow one of Sean's 12.
All right, we're 8 calls deep, and usually we get a bingo by now. But
yeah,
hey,
no call, no bings.
I don't know.
No bingo.
I hope somebody wins and has a captain clutch, so we don't have to go through the doors.
It's never happened yet. No one's had the clutch.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
good point. Terry got the circle card. Well,
Terry, that's too bad.
There we go. Coffin Fly, Mop Fly, Surf Candy, Sculpzilla, Fat Albert, GFA Hopper, Frenchie, Zugbug, and Captain Clutch. Well,
Come on,
Glenn,
guys.
hopefully you got yourself a new card.
Oh.
Ooh, Pluie Boy. Pluie Boy.
0 for 8.
Oh,
wow.
This is Flyingo. Does your Flyingo card look like a notebook? 'Cause that's what the new ones look like.
Yeah. You might need a new
25 no, not again. John Miller?
Seriously? John, we can just chuck it in the same package. You all going to let him win again?
Is this ever happened?
I don't know.
March Brown-Eyed Dundee, good night. Have a great sleep. And make sure you are there for school tomorrow.
Yeah. Good night.
Don't tell them you stayed up late watching Tim and Dana.
Or do.
Okay. So there he is.
John.
So let's enter it in. Tim, bingo call number 9, 025.
Let's see what's up. But I don't think John has a sticker, so...
No, he doesn't.
He thought he got lucky, or he feels he got lucky. You're going to get lucky again.
That's a fact. It's a winner. That's a winner. Well, remember... What? This is unbelievable.
I can't believe he did this twice. In a row. Like, not just twice in a
If
season.
it happens 3 in a row, we're going to have to ban him.
Yeah.
He's got the system.
He's got to cut like 3 or 4 emails out of his list.
8:36. We are not doing good on time.
We were doing so good.
I don't know how we're going to get to the next scene on...
Well, maybe the commercials. I don't know. We'll come
we're
back.
going to have to do the commercials, guys, because Doors of Doom requires some setup.
Yep. It does.
John, this is why he didn't give me his email last week.
I know, he knew.
I'm
he's
pissed.
going to win again.
I'm not well. I'm not well.
If he wins this, he's going to have like...
Yeah.
I don't even know.
This is crazy.
It's like 4 weeks worth of stuff coming his way.
This is horrible. All right. This is really bad.
Legit new call.
Our vision for it is for people to come out here to enjoy the spot and to find peace, I guess. Like, a lot of people ask us if we're gonna get Wi-Fi out here, and we're like, no, like this is a place to disconnect and reconnect with your family and with yourself and just find quiet.
That lies beneath. John, you do not win twice. I will not accept this. We will not allow this to happen. We will not allow such horribleness to excite us. Not a chance. The wizard has come tonight in full force. Full force. We will not accept being beat twice not in a row. No way. If the business is at best, John. It's not happening, dude. Oh my goodness. What will we do with the Doors of Doom? I know. My goodness. You can only do a few things right, John. And the first thing you can do is shut your computer down and go to bed. Go to bed. Cry like a baby. Cry. Put yourself in the fetal position and go to bed. And cry. Burn your bingo card. And don't ever come back. Door number 1. What a fool. There's no way it's door number 1. Door number 1? Is he gonna pick door number 1? 2 weeks in a row? It's been door number 1 4 times in a row, John. Do you want to think about it again? No, don't let him. Wizard number 2, your hair is a mess. I can't see anything. Who bought these things? Oh my goodness. This is embarrassing. Oh my goodness. Oh, I can't believe John is going with door. We gotta get him to do a final answer. John, final answer? Is this your final answer? John, is this your final answer? He fears no tell us. Is this your final answer, John? John, speak now or forever hold your peace. Since we wait for the final answer, we gave him a chance to change. Oh my goodness. He's not changing. Go for it. Go John. Let's check what's behind door number 2. Door number 2 is... no stickers for you. No sir. Now you've got a 50% chance of losing everything. Everything. If he wins twice, I quit. No freaking way. Oh, this has to be the worst. This has to be the worst night of my life. I can't believe this is happening. Every single time. Every single time this happens, Tim. No. You quit. I can't do it. You can't let him win. Wizard number 2, don't be a sore quitter. Well, I am. Because next week, we will take everything John has and sell it on eBay for free. Okay. All this stuff, I'm not even sending him prizes. No way. It's a straight up scam. I don't know how to get out of this scene, Tim. I think we just gotta go over here. Yeah. And then look weird when we get out of costume. What costume? I don't know. It's very scratchy.
Oh my goodness.
I can't.
Oh well.
As soon as like having a beard, I don't want one.
That's the way she goes sometimes.
Honestly,
And,
John, like come on. Unbelievable.
That's crazy. Folks, that's never been done here before. Never been done before. I sell it all for free. Yeah. Well, you know, I think Tim's got a joke for us.
Tim's daily jokes with Tim. Oh man, I never have a joke ever, so I guess we'll just lean on Bad Joke Doug for another week, and he'll deliver something to us that'll probably be inappropriate and not readable.
The sad part is, I was hoping someone was going to buy a Captain Clutch sticker this week so we could afford our new costumes.
Oh, well, guys, you know how to see costumes.
That's a good point.
Get the Captain Clutch.
The only thing free on this show is Flyingo.
Apparently.
Those costumes I thought would scare a few more people into more things. And it didn't.
It did not.
Didn't do anything. Let's tie a fly, Tim.
Let's do
tie the Hares Stonefly Nymph, and let's go. It's just so
let's just get it. Let's get over it.
So bad.
Okie dokie, folks. We are going to tie ourselves a Hares Stonefly Nymph. Okay. Super cool little nymph. I think it's definitely worth keeping in your fly box. Things we're going to learn today.
I'm definitely coming up with a 30-door Doors of Doom just for that situation.
Yeah. You got to double or triple the doors. Okay, guys, go ahead and open up your kit. Okay. So if you're tying out of our kit, if you're not, you can always head over to our website and grab, or second here. You can grab the material list, and you can grab the materials maybe you already have.
Forgot to do that.
I know. I thought you were queuing it up for me here, and then
I was really
I was
queuing
trying.
it up.
Look at that, folks. Just scan that QR code, and you can have the material list pop up for you.
And you can download a bingo card, and you can buy a kit, and you can do everything just from scanning that QR code.
That is wonderful.
Wow, my pits are sweating. My knee's weak.
Yeah, that was warm. Yep.
That's great. That's great.
So as always, guys, in your kit, you're going to get that already tied fly packaged separately for you. You can put that right to work no matter what yours turned out like. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and grab one of your hooks and one of your beads. We're going to put the bead on the hook right away. Remember, the pointy end of the hook goes in the small side of the bead. So the bead has a smaller hole on one side, bigger hole on the other. Let's stick a...
Don't forget, there's still a 40% discount code.
Oh, there is coming up.
Colin said both the 20s are gone.
Beautiful.
And so don't forget, there's a 40% discount code coming up after this fly.
Yes, you're going to want to get in on that. Somebody better steal that. Okay, now, kind of unlike other times in tying, where we leave that bead right at the top to start with, we're going to go ahead and get that out of the way. I'm super anal about getting this level, and it's not cooperating. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start my thread right behind the eye, because what we're going to do is we're going to put in, we got to put in both sets of biots before we move on to tying the rest of the fly. Very simple fly as far as the materials. There's not much to this fly at all, but unfortunately, we get to introduce to you for the first time this year goose biots.
40% off, Tim. I
know. Well, I just get my cart full for me, so
yeah, I know.
I think I need it. Okay, go ahead into your kit. There's not very many materials. Okay, so you're going to have a big chunk of dubbing. Okay, you're going to have some lead wire, which we're going to get to as well, and you're going to have some biots. Okay, on a big long strip, so tons of biots in there. And the last material is going to be your soft tackle, which we're going to put up at the front. Okay, he's got a few soft tackle feathers. Okay, so we're going to start by going and getting a couple of the biots off. So I like to kind of I don't know, enter somewhere in the middle of a strip like that. I'll cut it because you want the longest biots that you can on that strip. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to grab 2 of them off the strip. 1, 2. Try to pull them off kind of together. And while they're together, I'm going to come in here and snip off the very ends of those. And there's going to be, you're going to notice that biots curve. Okay, they curve out slightly. So you want to turn them over and stack them in such a way that they splay out. Okay, you can see like that. So I've stacked them so they splay. Now unfortunately, I gotta change these around because these ones are gonna go out the front of the fly. So it can be kind of annoying to work with. One, because they're quite small, and if you drop them, you kind of gotta start over. But once you get them lined up and ready to go, make sure the tips are also aligned before you tie them in. Okay, I'm gonna set them right on top of the hook and try to make sure that one goes on one side, one goes on the other. It's not easy to do this, so just be patient with yourself. I still will likely screw this one up because they're biots. They like to kind of move on their own. But I'm gonna take a couple of loose wraps first, okay? Nothing too crazy. Now I'll show it to you. See how they're splayed up at the front like that? All I did is one's on the near side, one's on the far. But if I were to go in and move the butt ends of those, they would still move around. So I wanna come in here and trim them out fairly short. And then I'm gonna secure them so they don't move anymore. So then I'm going to take some wraps back down the biots because I want those to stay right in the position that I have them in. Okay, so that's where I have them. Not too bad. Hey, get them together. You can see them there. I'm going to take a little half hitch. Okay, it's a little save your work thing. And I'm going to actually trim my thread. We're going to cut our thread out of the way because we're going to bring our bead up now. So I'm going to grab that bead. And you can see, actually, when you bring the bead forward, it kind of pinches those biots back together and kind of narrows that splay that started.
Question, where do the goose biots come from? I believe they're right on the front flight
If this
wing.
is the wing,
Right
yeah,
in
the
there.
front of the flight wing, they're right on the front. The back has a feather like all the fibers off the long ones, and then the front is just that. It's like the wind cutters. That is where they come from. You can get them off a turkey as well. but the ones off a turkey are most commonly used to like make bodies on mayflies and stuff. They actually palmer them up. They kind of have a really cool appearance to them. We might get to those at some point too. Okay, so now I've got this lead wire. I'm going to take off a good chunk of it. And I basically want to start taking some thread wraps right around just in front of the point of the hook. And I'm going to want to push them all the way up to the front. So I'm going to start about here. Just kind of hold that tag and start wrapping forward.
All right, so my music's getting questioned.
Well,
so I'm about to step it up.
That happens. Once I get quite a few wraps, and there's no perfect number here, but I do want to get quite a few, because the more weight we add to this, we normally are fishing a stonefly nymph a little closer to the bottom. Okay, I'm going to try to use up all of the piece that I pinched off. Push it right up into the bead. Okay, and then I'll grab this side, bring this up, and get that tag in brought down too. And now I'm going to go ahead and grab my thread again.
Hold tight, Tim. Hold tight. We got a sauce from down in Pincher Creek.
All right, we got sauce.
We got a sauce, and that's all right. Slow down, slow down.
That I can do, guys. That I can do.
Okay, so just to review kind of what we did.
We have currently...
Nice and slow for us, Tim.
Nice and slow. I can do that. Okay. So, got our bites in, okay? That's probably the hardest part, and if you're a little slower on this, that's understandable, because these bites are kind of frustrating to work with. If you know me, you know I've complained pretty much since season 1 about every fly that has bites.
And all day today.
And all day today. I'm not like super in love with bites. That's a definite fact. I lost my sunglasses here. I can't see anything.
Yeah, well, it's sunny.
There's a lot of bright lights in here.
Yeah, look at all this stuff here.
There we go.
Like, how
That's
are we
better.
gonna package all this up? We're not.
We're not.
Just a side note about the quick ties.
Yes.
They will not be live tomorrow. As a matter of fact, they won't be live till Saturday.
That's okay. I'm sure people can wait for
Because
Saturday. We got mountains to climb.
That's a good point. That's a good point. All right, buyouts. Talk to us about it, Dad.
Dad? Yes, buyouts. So, buyouts are a little frustrating to work with. 100%. Don't worry if they don't look perfect. I'm sure the fish don't really care. I think they're, to be honest, a pretty silly material to work with, because they're also fragile. They bend, they break. Whereas if this was replaced with, let's say, like a couple of rubber legs, so easy to tie in.
I didn't see that.
I know, but...
All right, John F's out. Gotta go.
See, John.
It's been a slice. We appreciate you being here.
Yeah. But since we are trying to stay to original patterns as much as we can to teach you techniques and tips to tie these things, we are going to stick with the bites. Okay? So hopefully you guys are caught up. I'll take it nice and slow from here. We are going to repeat the process of tying in bites at the back, but I'm going to start by getting my thread going again right behind where I left off with that lead wire. Okay?
Ritzko's fish care about his bites.
No, they don't. They don't.
That's what he tells himself when he gets skunked.
Didn't have the right bites.
Blames it on the fly tire.
All
right, Tim, I'm getting our game set up for after the show.
Good. Okay, guys, so I took that thread back basically to the bar, to where the bar would be hanging. I'm going to go back to my strip of biots, and I'm going to take off 2 more. So you can kind of like mohawk them like that, grab a couple, pull them off, and then while they're together is kind of the nice time to trim the base off. And then we're going to do the same thing. As they kind of splay in those directions as we spoke of, I'm going to take and stack them in opposing sides to each other. I can get them off.
Man, epic beats I rolled into.
You did. It's like Mario Kart. Okay, so just like we did in the front, we're going to stack those so they naturally splay like so. Get the tips evened up. And then we're going to tie these in exactly the same way at the back. But how I like to do at the back here is I like to measure out. The measurement's like that 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch kind of thing off the front. We're going to try to make it equal off the back, roughly. I'm going to take and switch hands. I'm going to see where the lead wire comes to. I'm going to trim them. So they're going to slide in just behind that lead wire. I'm going to take a couple of wraps on the butt ends just to start to secure them down, but I'm not going super tight yet, because then I'm going to have to move my hand and see where they go. Okay, so now that I brought my hands back up on top, I'm actually getting able to visualize where the biots are. And this is a good time to keep your finger pinched on top and try to make sure they don't move or spin around, because that's one of the biggest things is
Oh, there you go. There you go.
they start to spin. So then I'm going to go back and secure the butts, because I got them up on top here. If I show these to you
10
now,
out of 10. I'm probably going to get picked up. I won't be here next week because I'll be on tour. Look at all the wizard hair you got in your face.
oh man, it's tickling me everywhere.
Probably getting picked up by the World DJ Tour.
Oh, very, yeah, I don't. It'll be good to see you next week. Okay, guys, so that's split quite nice. So I kind of got equal biots splayed out the back, out the front. Okay. Now I'm going to take a few thread wraps forward, so I'm making sure those butts are really locked in. And then I'm going to go up over top of that wire, and I want to cover up.
Why would you want this fly to have wire?
Well, because we want it to be nice and heavy. We're going to fish a stonefly nymph.
The bead's not enough?
No, bead's not enough. We want this to be dragging on the bottom.
Well, and more so, what time of the year do these little buggers come off?
Well, often during runoff or just
yeah,
after.
That's
so
big, heavy water.
Big water. So just take your thread and cover up all that lead wrap so you can't see it anymore. Because the material we're going to bring over top.
Let's do a check-in with the Fly Shop and Sugar Studio. Are you guys good? Everybody caught up? The group's caught up?
Just lots of thread. Going to even that out a bit. I won't
40% discount coming up right after this fly is tied. That's unbelievable.
A little bit crazy.
You probably shouldn't tie this fly with us. You should be loading up your cart because there's only one discount code, and that's going to come in whammo.
Whammo jammo.
Tim, we were ahead of schedule, and now we're so far carried away.
I know it. I told you.
All right, this is where the fly gets really fun because the tricky stuff is done.
Tricky stuff is done. Okay, guys, there's no stone in
Yeah,
Alberta
that's a
rivers.
fact. That is actually a fact.
Okay, they're almost caught up down there, so we'll take a second.
We'll
here.
wait. And permanent SOS from Barry.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, that happens.
Good point. It's a good
Not
point.
a single stonefly in Alberta rivers. Not one.
Well, very few. Very stinking. You know what we're gonna do, Tim? Is we're gonna do a giveaway for a Captain Clutch sticker.
Oh, no way.
But it's based on the quick ties. So if you like, if it's going forward for the next two, okay, the Hares and the Boogey Man, watch them, like them, and comment on them, and we're gonna pick one of those people. You gotta do both. You gotta comment on both.
All right.
You gotta say.
I like that.
Replay squad, whatever your comment is, but they got to be commented on both. You got to like both. And we're going to give away a Captain Clutch sticker to one lucky person who watches the quick ties.
Ooh, that is clutch.
That's clutch.
That is clutch. You're going to want to watch
You're going to want that. Unless you're John, you don't need to spend money on a Captain Clutch. You just win twice.
Oh man. I like it. Not a single stonefly. They're all married. You're hilarious, Eric.
It's Bad Joke Eric.
Yeah, Bad Joke Eric.
You took Doug's
I
job.
don't think Doug's in here tonight. I haven't heard.
No, he was. I saw him earlier.
Was he? All
yeah.
right, well.
Yeah, he sure
well,
was.
Doug. Waiting on a good joke.
Yeah, so do you want a Norvice? Do you want to... Where did that... Oh, it's in the other scene. That's why. Okay. Pincher Creek probably coming back to us.
Yes.
Hey, is anyone's birthday today? Because we've got something for you.
I did see there was someone's birthday.
Gosh, darn it. I forget every year.
I know.
Every year, every episode.
Every episode. Okay, well, guys, let's keep rocking on the stonefly. Get it? Rock, stone.
Oh.
Hard.
Tim, you
Where's Mike?
are
Give it to me.
absolutely
Give it to me. Come on.
epic.
You can't remember which button it is. Get at that. Got it. I like
There it is. There it is.
Guys. Okay, because
Dad is fun. That was a dad joke.
It was. You're welcome, son. Boom. I like it. Top hat. Okay, guys, how are we going to get this nice dubbed body? Well, we got dubbing. We got a body. We're just going to use a dubbing loop to do it. Okay, we did a dubbing loop already this year. 2 episodes ago, or was it last episode? I can't remember, but we've done them 2 episodes ago. This is episode 1. We are going to do the dubbing loop. We're not going to do a noodle. We're going to do a loop. Okay, so I'm going to pull a little extra thread off. I'm going to place 2 fingers on it. Okay, I'm going to wrap around and back up to the hook shank. I would say bring it
John
a little bit
Yonker
up.
Sr., Tim. We've got a new person in the house, and you know
Who's
what that means. We celebrate everybody here, and sometimes we just throw a little bit of fireworks off into
Don
the
Youngster
distance and
Senior.
say,
What's up,
welcome,
Don?
John. Welcome to TNL.
Welcome to TNL. Okay, guys, don't overcomplicate this. We're just wrapping. We kind of place 2 fingers, wrap over. That gives us this nice loop, okay? Now, bring it back behind your bites a little bit. Okay, I'm going to tighten up the loop a little bit. And then all I'm going to do is take some thread wraps back. And what that's doing is going over top of that loop and bringing the opening of the loop to a close right at the bites. And I have my fingers in that loop, okay? And I'm now just going to keep my thread, move it forward.
So
behind the bead.
I want to ask a question. If you don't have a dubbing spinner, what could you use? Could you use your whip finish?
Ooh, sorry, that didn't work. Use your whip finish. Yeah, you could.
What you could do right now is stick your... Tim did a trickster there. So what I would do is I would just put my dubbing...
Spinner?
Yeah.
Dubbing spinner?
In there.
Yeah.
Let it hang. Now you have 2 hands to go forward, and
Yeah.
you can easily get those apart.
Yes, definitely.
So that you could go forward and lock in your fly. But hey, you made it look hard.
It's not that bad. Okay, so now I have my dubbing loop. Dana's correct. I put my dubbing spinner in it. Okay. Now what I need to do is I'm going to put a little bit of wax. It's not super important. You can get away without it. But the reason I like to put some wax in the thread is I can just place my dubbing in there and stick it, and it's just going to stay there momentarily for me. And I don't have to worry about it moving too much before I spin it. But you don't want any clumps of that wax, because that will actually make your job even harder. Then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to grab my dubbing, and I'm just going to do some little pinches. So I grabbed a little pinch like that. Now I'm going to, just like I did with the first fly, kind of how I pulled it apart for the head material, I'm going to do the same thing. I want to pull it apart so it's see-through, it's nice and thin looking, and I'm going to stick in and just touch it on the thread. And because I have a little bit of, you can see down there, because I have a little bit of wax on it, it just kind of sticks in place. I can still move it around, but it's not going to go anywhere per se. And I'm just going to grab another clump, do it again. And if we kind of measure this correctly, we're going to end up with just enough to do the fly. But until I've tied this many a times at this point, so I kind of have a good judge of how much of this I need. But it's going to be in that, like, I don't know, 5 to 6 little tiny pinches. Once I feel like I've got enough, I'm just going to bring the top side of the loop.
Does beeswax work for that?
Yeah, it does. Absolutely does. Yep, sure does. Even candle wax, anything. It's just creating a little bit of stick. Well, I take back the anything. This is how much I've got on there, guys. I think that's roughly enough to complete what I want. So I'm going to place my finger just below the material, take my dubbing spinner and spin it. And you're going to see that material start to cord up. So you see how it starts spinning, starts making kind of a big rope. If you overspin it, you can break your thread, which would not be ideal. But once you see the material is definitely bound in there and not going anywhere, I'm going to call it good. Now, kind of an important thing here is you are going to want to have a brush. And now I'm going to search my whole table for it. There it is. I have my very simple brush. I just like a piece of Velcro on the end of a tongue depressor. There's all sorts of brushes you can buy, and I have those too. But to be honest, my favorite is, for effectiveness, is a little piece of Velcro. I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to touch this. I'm not really trying to work and pull out a ton. I'm just starting to loosen up those fibers a bit, because when I get done, I am going to really go to it a little bit. So I just want to just fur it up just a little bit. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start wrapping this forward. Okay. If you got a rotary function, you can use that on your vise. If you don't, that's totally fine. We're just going to do touching wraps forward. And if you spaced everything properly, you're going to get all the way up to the eye here with just a little bit of space behind. Oh man, like magic.
Wow. Have you done this 6 times before?
A few.
Today?
Take a thread wrap behind that loop and in front of that loop, behind that loop and in front of that loop. We know that secures it. And now I can trim it out. And now, guys, we are so close to the finish line on this one. We have a soft tackle to
checking
hook in.
down in the pincher, and that dubbing loop might have thrown a few people off, especially for the specialized tool needed to perform the task.
There are specific tools, guys, that we're going to use, but this is one we definitely already have used multiple times this season. This one's made by Loon, but you don't have to have a Loon one. Whatever one, very simple, just has a hook on it. It's got a weight in there so I can spin it. Lots of different styles of, dubbing spinners, but a really great one. Another reason I like that one, Colin will probably hate me in case he doesn't have some in the shop, but I like this one because the gator clamp. We also use that for some certain things too.
So that one went south on me.
It did.
So I glued it in there.
Oh yeah, this one did. You glued in. I don't know. I'm not gonna be able to use that very well now, but yeah. So a dubbing spinner, we use that a ton in fly tying. It's maybe one of the only specialized ones you need. Everything else that you should have should be pretty self-explanatory and just part of your general list. But that one is a little.
All right. So down there they're doing noodles, a little easier without a dubbing spinner, which is it's gonna be not as puffy.
Yep.
But it's still gonna work.
Absolutely
Great job.
will work.
I'd adapt.
The reason we would use I'm struggling here.
A noodle versus a
noodle
loop.
versus a loop. So a loop, you can bind the material tighter, so we can go back and comb it out. If I wasn't concerned about combing at all, I would just use a noodle, which is also okay. We just won't comb it as vigorously at the end, so we don't accidentally pull all the material out. But both will work just fine. Okay, well, let us finish up this fly. Let's talk about our soft hackle feather we're going to put in. There's so many different places you could, or what would be considered a soft hackle. This is from a hen cape. Okay, you can kind of tell by the shape and the color. We're not going to use any of this fluffy stuff at the bottom, so I like to just pull that off, get it out of the way. We're really only going to use the very tip of this feather, because down here, if I were to pull those out, that's pretty long. That's almost all the way down the back of the fly. So that's a pretty long piece of the feather to be using. We're going to use as much of just the very tip as we can. So I'm not stripping those fibers off. I'm just stroking them back down. So I'm left with a little triangle at the top. Okay. Now this little triangle is going to be my tie-in point. And I'm going to tie the underside of the feather, because you can see it's curved. The underside of the curve goes back and down the fly. Okay. I'm going to lay this just behind the bead. And I'm going to do a wrap in front of it and a wrap behind it. A wrap in front and a wrap behind. I want that to be very much so locked in place. And then I'm going to trim out that tag. And all we're going to try to do is one full consecutive wrap. One full wrap of this feather should be enough material to leave a very nice collar on this fly. And see if you've ever tied a guide's choice hare's ear.
Wow.
It is very similar to this fly, minus the biots. So this is kind of the version of a stonefly that we would tie in a guide's choice
Hares Stonefly.
Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one full wrap. I'm going to try to keep those pieces of the feather from getting caught on each other. And it's okay if they do, because we are going to be able to fix that as well. But you just kind of do your best to make it as good as possible the first time around. And when I get one full wrap around, I'm going to come in again. Oh, I screwed it up. I let go.
That's okay. Early. It's normal.
Very normal. Let go too early. Okay, so once I get back up here, I'm not going to let go this time. I'm going to wrap behind, wrap in front, and repeat. And now I'll come in here. Trim out that tag.
The deal with hare's ear is because it is a dubbing that is pulled out. It's like the underfur in a hare's ear, a rabbit's ear.
Yep.
And Hairline makes a really cool brush now that you can go in. A lot of people used to just pick the underfur out for the dubbing, and now they have a cool brush you can.
It's that one you put in your knuckle? That little.
No, it's not. I don't think it's a knuckle one.
Oh, I saw that one.
But that's where the hare's ear is dubbing in the body, pulled out from the ear of the hare.
Yes, that is correct. Okay, so from this point, I'm going to do a quick whip finish and then just a little bit of brushing. We're going to be done. I'm going to put a little bit of resin on this as well. Okay, now you could have the option of putting a little hot spot on that if you change your thread color as well, but we're not doing that as the original pattern doesn't call for it. Okay.
Yeah, the dubbing rake. That's exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to come in here with whatever resin you want. It's fine. I'm just going to cover up those thread wraps. Really helps secure in that hackle, because hackle has a way of, you hook a fish or two, and if you didn't get that tag tied in real tight, it just comes undone. And obviously we'd like to catch a dozen fish on a fly, although that would be asking a lot of it. But we'll take what we can get. We secure our patterns the best we can. So now what I'm going to do is, you can see even on the bottom of this, it doesn't look like the feather got all the way around. It's just, it is there, but it's just how it's kind of held up against each other. So if I come in and I just start stroking this rearward, it's going to splay out, and see how we got full coverage on the bottom now. Okay. So it makes a nice little collar, and you can see how when I brushed out the underside of that, initially it just kind of created a bit of a fluff. And now by just bringing through the rest of those.
Good point. I am sleeping on the job, and there was a call for Rosina.
Ooh. Can't miss that call.
Wow. That's Rosina, folks. She dances every time we drop some resin on her flies, and she's pretty excited. I keep forgetting to bring her out because she brings me a little PTSD from past episodes of the show crashing.
Yeah, she had a way of doing that.
Deadly fly, Tim.
There it is, folks. That is our Hares Stonefly.
Hares Stonefly.
Boom.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Very, very nice. Hopefully you successfully got through that. And as always, don't stress out about tying. It's meant to be fun. If you're struggling with techniques, just redo it. Go back, check out the quick ties. Everything's at pace. You can just pause it. You can back it up, pause it. Super simple. You don't have Mr. Lattery over here babbling.
Yeah.
None of that. It's just straight through, kind of pause,
Your
play.
son.
My son. You can get through those flies. But thanks again, guys, for working through this flies with us. We had a big one, a small one, but lots of techniques go into the flies we tied today. And hopefully added a few to your toolbox. For guess what? We have a ton of flies coming.
A ton of flies. So why don't
to
you
do 'em
just,
on.
you got a kit handy? Because
I do.
This is what we tie out of. We package, we do 17 episodes. A show is an episode. In that kit, we got 34 patterns, all into episodes like this. And each episode, we tie 2 flies, 2 patterns, and in there you get the pattern tied, and you get enough material to tie each pattern up to 5 times. So essentially, Tim, show them the fly box that we're packing already.
Oh, yes.
What a disaster in here.
It is a mess in here. It's true.
So if you have a kit, minus the streamers we tied tonight, but that's what you would have so far if you have a kit. Plus, you could have 5 or 6 streamers. So that's just 3 episodes in, and that's what your fly box would look like already if you bought a kit.
Yeah.
And then just times that by 3, 6, 9, 12, whatever it is to get 17.
A few.
You know.
There's a few in there.
7, 21, 6.975. There's a lot of flies in there. So the kits are awesome because the material's cut, packaged, and easy for you to fly and learn these techniques. And when you learn the techniques and you love tying like this fly, you're going to want to go to RockyMountainFlyShop.net, and then Colin has all the materials you need. So if you want to like go spend your $100 on the flies for material, then you go do more because you're like, I learned this fly without that big, huge cost up front. And I love it, and I want to tie more, and that's kind of how this works, and we're way over time. Again.
What's new?
But we're going to jump into the...
Twins? You almost said it.
We have a 40% discount coming to you.
Oh, man. You're going to want to stick around for that.
And we're going to do that right now.
Oh.
We're going to do that right now.
Well, then just don't even have to stick around.
What I need to do is figure out a way... Oh, I gotta put this in here. You know what?
40% off.
Talk about how big
He's
this
a love
discount
child.
is.
I love it. He is a love child.
Caps locks matter.
Caps locks matter, guys. So this is gonna be for one person, okay? So you're gonna want to have your cart filled. Basically, be ready to go in and click the checkout, add this code, and if you are the lucky one who got it in first, then you're going to get 40% off of your entire cart at Rocky Mountain Fly Shop. You're
And
not gonna
if you don't get the code, remember, it's free shipping all night if you enter code TNL free ship. All caps, enter that in. and you get free shipping. So save yourself on the shipping cost tonight.
Yep.
But one person who has a cart loaded and ready to go, and I don't know which platform you're on or how fast it's going to show up to you. That's something I don't control. And so, yeah, the code is just going to be right here. My name's going to switch and the code's going to be there. Remember, case sensitive, it's all caps lock. Remember, there's a special symbol on this that you're going to want to make sure you enter or it's not going to work. Double check it with the colon. Blah, 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 spell it right, ready to go. Good luck, folks. The code is now my name. And so the code is,
there it is
right here. You're going to want to enter this code.
Enter
and you're going to want to save 40% off, folks. Hopefully you got yourself a Norvise, some fish pond products, or whatever else you needed. And hopefully you bought more than a $5 fish pond puck.
Yes.
The kits are Canadian, $300, and that's free shipping. So you can go to our website, flyfishingbowerver.com/TNLS5, and check them out. They are, you can ask people in here, tons of people in here have the kits, and ask them what they think.
Yep.
Yeah, $300 Canadian. Don, not sure if you're American, Canadian, whatever, but that's a Canadian price, and that's free shipping.
Steve, is that bingo because you got the code, or is it not? Please let us know if you were the winner of that.
We will ship to the U.S. Yes, sir. Free shipping all over the world.
Oh, yeah.
Steve Tacheniak wins. He gets the 40% discount.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, so he says, I think.
So he says.
Bingo. What did he buy? We don't know.
Well, tell us what you
I
bought.
don't know. Hopefully you bought yourself something more than a $5 sticker.
Or a pair of Dana scissors.
And hopefully you bought your friend something.
Yeah. Friends. We be friends.
Friend.
Okay, I can come back over here now.
Yeah, you sure can. Well, folks, we're gonna get Tim all hot and saucy in his microphone.
Oh, much better.
Because this is the best part of the show. It is a time that we get a... Man, we can't keep shows quick this year.
No, it's tough. We're struggling this year.
We're struggling to keep them on time, but that's all right. Somebody got that 40% discount, and that's what matters. And what matters is we're here to share some wins.
Yeah.
And wins are what we say, what's important now. Share something positive that you experienced this week. You will motivate, inspire, and give other people permission to also share things that they experienced this week. And if you didn't experience anything positive, I highly recommend looking for something and coming back next Thursday and sharing with us your win of the week. So Tim, go first.
As always, going first. So my win of the week. This is a tough one for me actually, because I mean, as I kind of talked to Dana earlier, I said like I'm struggling with wins this week. Like I feel like this has been one of those weeks that's been very challenging for me. Some big losses in our lives, a lot of things that haven't gone super well. Lots of important decisions to be made, and I know it all sounds very cryptic, and I'm sure at some point I'll share. But what I am thankful for this week, what is my win? My win is my wife. This is a big one for me. She is a huge support of everything going on in my life, both the good and the bad. The show, everything to do with it, everything that brings passion in my life, she's always there to basically get me through it and to encourage me through it. So my win this week is my wife, because I love her, and I'm sure I drive her crazy sometimes, but she puts up with me, and through all things, the good and the bad, she's always been there. So that's what I'm going to use as my win this week.
Sometimes the wins are things that have been there for a long time.
Yeah.
And we're just apparent to them in the
More
moment.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over to you. What is your win for the week, Dan?
Yeah, so my win was Tuesday. Mr. Chaz rolled through town. And an impromptu dinner because it just worked out perfect. Like, he would have missed me. We were in Calgary at Matea's surgery, And he messaged me and said, what are you doing? And then some things happened back home. He was in Leduc. He had to turn around and go back home, take care of stuff, come back. It so happened that we both arrived to Olds at the same time as he was on his way to Calgary. And we got to enjoy dinner at Cacao Pepe.
Lucky bugger, still haven't been.
Yeah, so those impromptu things are fantastic. And if you're in the Olds area, want to go for dinner, coffee, anything, stop in, see the studio after we clean it up. Feel free, because those things are pretty cool. And I'm sure tomorrow,
be
next week's win.
Agreed.
Well, probably going to have a win in 10 minutes when I beat you at the games.
Not a chance.
You should turn on your controller, make sure it's ready to go for the end of the game. All right, now, folks, friends, people, Pencher Creek people, we would love for you guys to share your wins.
Yeah.
And
gonna read through them so we can all enjoy them together. Celebrate in the
Cauldron.
good stuff.
Finally booking our weekend overnighter. The ice this weekend with the brother-in-law.
Nice.
It's good stuff. There's hope.
Cam, glad to see y'all again tonight. No win for me this week other than waking up each day. Here's the next week's wins. Well, that is a win, my friend.
Yep.
You are still here and part of the group. That is the win.
Where are we at? ISM is maybe there's more to that, and that was kind of what I'm trying to do is can the music there.
There we go.
All right. Jose, my win this community, so grateful to have this community and opportunity to host, and we're so grateful that you took the opportunity to gather a bunch of people, because that's what TNL is all about, is just the community of people, whether it's the Satellite Club in Olds, a Satellite in Pincher Creek, whether it's the Satellite in you and your buddy coming over to hang out and tie flies together. It's what it's about, is the community, and that's super awesome.
Amazing. Mr. Cole, win this week was catching up with some friends after work tonight. Everyone is well. Can't argue with that. It's pretty awesome.
Funny story, I guessed the 40 off code at the beginning of the show, but couldn't pull the trigger because my cart sucked. They changed it, and then I played with the app, and I got it in the end. Fish pond waste bag.
All right. Tricking the system.
Tricking the system. There's always one guy in the room who's tricking the system.
23 emails and tricking the system.
Rick, maybe this is...
I can't start lying and get my orders done now. My hands work again. I've had trigger fingers in both, had in multiple fingers, but I've had my hands injected 2 days ago, and now my fingers have quit locking up while tying and rod building.
That's awesome.
That is killer, man.
Chaz made time on a drive-by to have dinner with me. Stepdad had surgery and went well after some sketchy stuff, and got to put some medical skills into use to help him out.
Don Junkerser, my win comes tomorrow. A new purple Norvise.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, baby.
Gonna be happy there. Ron, my win is a buddy is driving to the fly fishing show tomorrow, so I don't have to.
No, that's a win.
Is that in New Jersey? I believe it is.
Mr. Hillbilly Taxidermy Andy, win for the week. Got to hang out this past weekend with my son, cousin, and uncle out looking for a late season elk for my uncle. We never found one for him, but had some great laughs and some quality family time. Headed out for the last day tomorrow with my Uncle Stinky. Wish him some luck. OQP, LPCF, and killing elk.
Killing elk.
Heck yeah, man.
Cody, my 10-year-old daughter finally watched TNL with me until her bedtime, and then got 3 out of 4 corners on her bingo card and was so pumped. I think she's hooked.
That's awesome, Cody. Oh, yeah. Mr. Pape, my win this week is seeing my grandbaby's first sonogram. Oh, yeah.
Pretty epic.
That is awesome.
Mr. Reimer, my win this week was tonight watching son have so much fun at the archery lanes and purchasing my first bow at 45 years old. Yeah.
Awesome. Jordo, great night tonight. My win was planning out a date night with my wife for tomorrow night.
Yeah,
those are the important ones.
So important. Mr. Sather, my win was actually getting to catch most of tonight's show during my layover. About to take off home for the weekend. Thanks, guys. Love it every week, even when I don't actually get a tie. That is that's an OG.
Yeah, OG.
TNL OG, and that is the heartbeat of the community is people like Joel.
Safe flight, buddy. Real win. Made it through the week. Tough one. Hopefully locked down adrift. Captain Clutch Award goes to John Miller.
He gets no more awards.
Oh, man.
Where'd this guy come from?
I don't know.
Is it you? Like, you pretend you're John Miller and you're winning?
I would love to take this stuff home.
All right. John Fuller. I had to go, but had to come back to support the wins. My win is having the clarity to realize that my kids will not be living with me forever and being able to spend the time we have together with intention. That is a moment in your life where it hits you like a semi-truck and you're like, wow, Hayden's 16, 2 years old. Well, maybe 52, but 2 years, they're 18, they could be off to school or whatever. And it's like, wow.
Crazy. Think about
2 years is like less than what COVID was, and that hits you hard.
That it does. I think you skipped over Eric there.
I'll go back to Eric.
Okay, I'll do Brent. Win for the week, advance to the next level, and becoming bionic. Get booked in to see the hip surgeon in March. That's awesome, Brent. You've been waiting for that for a very long time.
Yep. Mr. Eric said my win this week was my roommate moved out yesterday. Got my tractor fixed again. My sister came over while I was at work and cleaned my kitchen. Hope to get info I need for a passport. And I love my TNL fam. Blessings to you all.
Oh, man. Super hope we can see you this summer. Rock Mountain Fly Shop. Win this week is I'm still here and trying as hard as I can to love every minute of it. Amen.
Yeah. Mr. Cole, my win was this week being asked to mentor for ice fishing day out with an elementary school next week. I love teaching, and it's even better that my reputation gets groups reaching out for me to help. Love you guys. Take care. And that is...
Yeah. Love you too, man.
That is factual.
Yeah.
All right.
Mike gets it. I'm with you. My win is my wife, too.
Mr. Adrian, my win, I had a great couple days off with my kiddos. It was awesome. The loss that I had to 40% and messed up the payment, and I will have to wait for a Norweiss.
That's the worst.
Oh, my.
Oh, man. Sorry, buddy. Mr. Ritzko. My win this week was helping a friend find his first Laker through the ice. Awesome, man.
That's awesome.
So cool.
Mr. Beatty, my win is in the same vein as Tim's. Grateful for a wonderful wife with whom I celebrated in May 30 years ago.
Wow, 30 years of marriage.
In May, 30 years of marriage. We had a great week in the Smoky Mountains. I even convinced her to join me for a day of fly fishing. It just gets weird when people are fly fishing right now.
I know, I want to be. That's killer. Cody, my win this week is to see the numbers grow each week in our group at the fly shop here. Thank you all so much that took the time to come and hang out and tie some flies with us at Rocky Mountain Fly Shop.
Oh yeah, awesome. Mr. Sather, my win was a big snowmobile ride today in the West Country. Downside to that is due to the death grip on the handlebars. My hands are too cramped to tie up flies tonight.
That's okay. Mr. Bruce Cameron, my win was spending today with my brother exploring West Central Alberta. 500 plus kilometers. Lots of jaunt.
Day it was. Yeah, and that's the comment about your kids and realizing that the time is fleeting with them.
Yeah, it is. Ryan, win is I got to go up fishing, caught some whistle dogs, enjoyed another Thursday with the TNL fam. Thanks for the show, guys. It is a real bright spot in life for me.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
man.
Wow, Laura's back.
Hey, Laura.
The win is getting to watch TNL tonight. Thursdays have become very busy lately. It's a moment of peace and laughter. Thanks for making my night. Thanks for tuning in with us.
Well, Mr. Miller.
Maybe we don't want to read it.
How many wins this week? My win this week, enjoying the warm weather with good friends. And oh yeah, winning Flyingo and whooping the Wizard 2 weeks in a row.
So sad.
I know. That's okay. Well, congratulations.
Keep your gratitude higher than your expectations and you'll win a lot. Oh, Cole.
Cole, he texted me at the Norway's ready too.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Well, that's good, guys. I'm happy that people are using the code anyways. Oh, incredible.
My win is being surrounded by people who love me just as I am. That. What else could you ask for?
What else could you want, man?
I'm your controller.
Yeah.
Get you logged in.
There's nothing else that you could ask for than that. Don't take this community for granted. Lean on each other. Be part of life together. It doesn't stop on Thursday nights at 10 o'clock when we're done. You just gotta be there for each other. And this community is special. It doesn't exist everywhere, so.
No, that is a fact. And
pretty cool.
Because you guys keep tuning in, supporting our sponsors. They support us. It's a cool cycle. It keeps the show going. And we can find more ways to take your prizes. All right. Well, that seems to be the end of the wins. I'm going to attempt to beat Tim again. Some video games as we head out with the credits. So that's how that kind of goes. You guys have a phenomenal week.
Yes.
Be somebody's reason to smile. And we'll see you same time, same place. Next Thursday, 7 p.m., we're going to be tying up the...
Oh, man. Too far for me to read.
One's Kryptonite Cactus and another gargantuan, tough, articulated Ganga streamer.
Ooh.
Something
that
like
should be fun.
But all right, much love. We'll
guys.
see you guys next week. Love people, catch fish. And remember, only quality people in your life. And see if our gaming system works.
I can feel my body cold against the concrete, but I can't seem to get enough. My mind is fixed on what it wants. I just let you beat me. Looks can be deceiving. Let you get the best of me. In bed with my worst enemy. This is a no-go. I just can't take hold. This is a danger zone. Back up and get
Wow.
me. This is a no-go.
Wow.
I just can't take hold. This is a danger zone. Back up and get me.
Follow me, this is painful, Tim. Press this button. Bop, bop, bop. Bum, bum. Just remember, not like every... Oh, there we go.
Are we both in?
I don't know. Press the button in there. Press those buttons.
Oh, I think
that's you.
Me.
Why am I not playing?
No, that's you. That's not me.
No, it's you. I'm literally... I can do nothing.
I'm not doing anything. You're moving, not me.
No, look. No, it's you. See? It's you. It's not me.
I think it's just a robot because I ain't doing anything.
Well, no, now do something. There, you shot someone.
Oh, it's just super delayed.
Yeah. That's how I've been beating you at all the Street Fighters because I got the real-time feed.
Yeah, I'm like,
here.
why is mine like not even moving? Well, I guess, folks, I win.
Previous episodes found on our YouTube channel, Fly Fishing Bow River. Check it out.
Don't forget to go check out the Quick Ties.
Is this me? Oh, this is me now.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Where do you get the grapple?
Yeah, dude, this is because I'm good. Oh, I'm not. I think you just play one at a time.
Oh, man, this is stupid stuff. I forgot my parachute. I'm gone. Oh, no.
This is you now. Oh, you're crushed. You got crushed.
I got just respawned right next to an enemy.
This is me.
Which button is that?
The one that works.
Well, I don't have any that work. It's all like, you just grappled that guy to death. I'm gonna kill the people even when they... Maybe that's the reason we can't sing is because we don't have good music. I think that's what it is. If you could play a guitar
How do you get one hit and you die?
You can't hit that thing.
It's you. You're up.
Well, oh, man.
I think it just goes back and forth.